let's go ahead and get started here. First things first. So, Chris, you had stated the 19th of July, or August 19th or 16th?
Next month.
19th is a Monday.
Oh,
16th.
16th.
Yeah, I won't be here for that one either.
Okay. I'm out the 23rd and the 30th
Of what, August?
of August. Yes.
Okay, because I thought you guys said July.
Yeah, we're talking August here, right? Yeah, so for me, it's 23rd and 30th of August. I will be out of town. Yeah. So if y'all are going to be out the 16th, that would be a 4-week break. We'll see who can make that session. If we have at least 3 players, we'll still play. But I'm good for the 16th. Okay. All right. Good to know. So a bit of a recap from last time. Y'all had finished up your fight with the Pump King within the town of Woodedbeck, a small wood elf community within the fiefdoms of Leflin. At the end of this fight, y'all were kind of awarded some rewards for helping out from the guild, and the town kind of pitched in, and everyone received 200 gold piece store credit, which I can't remember if everyone here utilized that. I think maybe Olgrim hasn't spent that yet.
Yeah, not yet.
Sure, but so you have that, just FYI. So that's store credit within your guild from Laura. And after that, you headed back to the encampment. In the middle of the night, Zethel, the older woman that y'all had picked up in the town, was seen heading back from the direction of management's trailer pretty early in the night, with no intent to really hide her movements, just pretty out and open about it. Art, you specifically heard small screeching sounds and then the flapping of a creature with very large wings. When y'all woke up in the morning and begin to continue your journey towards the town of Hubris, you noticed that the management trailer had all of these claw marks and scratches all over it, presumably from Fang pouring wyvern poison on the trailer and attracting wyverns towards it. On this leg of the journey, y'all eventually made it into the city of Hubris. It's a dwarven mining colony, and you were told that Councilman Talisman of Honio has asked that diamond production be increased. It is critical to the war effort, and y'all were asked to clear out a specific mine that had been abandoned for a couple hundred years. The mine was full of trolls. Upon entering the mine, Fang, you snuck around visibly, learned that there was some large creature and something chained up at the end. There was, 3, 4, 5, or 6 trolls or so within here, some small children, others women, and some that were sort of adolescents, and of course some that were full-grown fighting men. After having dealt with most of the threats, you decided to burn the children alive to prevent them from possibly hurting someone or otherwise, and headed through the small slot canyon type structures that eventually led you into a carved out chamber with very thick chains that were tying up this dire troll. Troll that has been driven mad by its environment and hunger and mutated itself into a very nasty creature. There was a young troll that was about to release it, and as y'all tried to bargain with it, I believe Art used a bit of a teleportation type ability to teleport the kid away. and y'all were able to almost evade him releasing the troll, but in the end, the chain was released and it was allowed to move freely about the room. It's a pretty tough fight. It involves some spikes on the ground, a banishment spell that went to its full minute while it regained hit points. Y'all kind of formed a plan. But at the end of the day, y'all were able to just squeak by and finish it off. Currently, y'all are within the confines of the mine. As far as you know, all the threats have been dealt with, and you have a large dead dire troll in front of y'all. What would you like to do?
Like search the room for one.
I'll search the giant troll.
Sure. Investigation checks, please.
Six- 15 for me.
15. So as you search around the room, the picture on the screen is a representation of the room. It would essentially have been a room that was the natural flow of water kind of made a path into an area, and this area has been carved out probably by dwarves or other type of intelligent creatures with hand tools. And it's kind of like a cylindrical room where on the edges it kind of has a bit of a curve to it, but it's not quite a hemisphere. There is apparently only a single entrance that you can find, the entrance you came into, and it appears that they have been using it to house this creature. There doesn't appear to be a very obvious way that it was brought in here. It could not have physically fit through the area that it was brought in from. Thang, you're looking at the troll itself.
Yeah.
Yeah. Are you looking for objects or markings or?
Yeah, all the above. Mainly objects. Any diamonds or coins or anything on them. They've been in the mine. You might have grabbed something.
Sure. We'll roll for loot. Give me a D10 and a D8. Okay.
43.
We'll say you find 30 gold worth of rough cut gems. Some of these are like replacing the teeth on this troll. Somebody has fashioned like a jade type rock and very different kinds of facets and stuff. It's very particular work, though it's not very skilled work, and kind of shoved it into their mouth to make these teeth. And we'll say you find 40 gold worth of like, how should I word it? Parts of the troll that one might be able to sell. Maybe some claws, maybe an eyeball, something like that. Most of it is in pretty bad shape from the fight. That's about all you're able to salvage that would have a easy sellable value.
Good. I put them all in. Who is the bag of holding?
I guess I do.
I give you the stuff.
Okay.
So there's no obvious way they brought him in, and looking around, don't find any hidden passages or anything like that.
Can anyone detect magic? See if there's something hidden? Invisible wall or something?
Nope, don't have it.
So I can attempt to,
We'll blow us all out.
or we'll find out if you want. What do I need? 12. Yep, that didn't go well. I got 7.
I
Do
don't know
you
what
want to
that
roll a
means.
d6? Somebody needs to roll a d6 and see what happens.
Yep, somebody can roll it.
Go ahead, Chris, roll a
Oh.
d6.
All right. Oh. 2.
A chaos bolt goes off.
All right. Let's see here.
That's a bad way to start.
No, roll a d8, Chris.
What?
Roll a d8. All right, two d8s. I lied.
What?
2 d8s.
So D6 or a 6, excuse me, on the D8, and then another roll.
Pick one, Chris.
I like the blue ones.
7 psychic.
Roll a d6 also.
This is gonna be bad, isn't it? Tree.
Someone gets 16 points of psychic damage.
Yes, we will decide. So in this room, I will say we have 3 candidates. So let's roll a D6, Cody. 1 and 2 is Fang. 3 and 4 is Alaria. 5 and 6 is Fulcrum.
Alaria.
Roll to hit. Do you have to roll to hit? Yeah, so roll to hit to see if you beat her armor class.
How long after the fight is this?
Few minutes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Uh, 14.
That will miss.
Perfect.
As Art is attempting to
I'm gonna not use this dice tonight.
understand more about the room and feel the magic, you sort of sense this innate sense of chaotic energy, and as you focus on it for a bit of too long, next thing you know is you kind of open your eyes. This bolt is being shot towards Alaria. Alaria, you kind of sense something, turn around the last moment, and are able to gracefully sidestep out of the way.
One second.
1. Time's up.
I'll give him a glare.
Yes, obviously appears to be not on purpose, accidental.
Sorry about that. I mean, I don't.
He still doesn't.
He doesn't.
I mean, I was trying to do some stuff I've never done before. This happens sometimes. I mean, it's all experimentation. You know, sometimes when you're testing new things, it doesn't always go according to plan. My bad.
It's okay.
I'll make sure to make
All's
note of that in
good.
my journals.
Ooh, so that invisibility spell could have went very wrong.
Yeah.
How wrong it can go. How many times do you get to do that a day?
As many times as I want. I just attempt to cast spells that I don't fully understand yet, and you know, sometimes you don't fully understand them, and things happen.
So should you try again or not?
I mean, I can if y'all are ready for backlash.
Since you attempted once, does it get better the second time you attempt?
Nothing changes.
I guess one more time, but we can't take too much more of this shit.
So if we stand behind you, does that help?
Not when you're rolling a d6 and 1, 2 is me, 2, 3 is you.
If you would
This
like,
time,
you could take the dodge action as a precaution.
Okay, well, we can try one
It's
more
okay.
time.
I got a 17 this time, so it works.
You see
Detect
nothing.
magic, Cody.
Correct.
Yeah. So as the spell is cast, there's a very very faint lingering bit of magic from the dire troll. Your understanding of trolls and spending a bit of time in what one might refer to as the Underdark. This is to be expected. It's a bit of lingering magic from the Underdark itself. You, of course, see objects and things on your companions. Ilaria, would you have anything that would be visible that would radiate any magic? That
Yes, my sword, my bracers, and my boots.
very
And then the
nice.
bones that are on my belt.
Mm-hmm. Cool. As you look around the room, Art, you notice that the chain that was connected, or is technically still connected to the now the arm of the troll, because Ziggy had moved it, has a faint sense of evocation on it, but you believe that to be from the heat metal spell. As you look around the room, you don't really see anything that stands out.
No, I'm not seeing nothing that I don't expect. I
Well,
see
he had to
everything
get in
on
here
y'all.
somehow.
Maybe he's been in here since, I don't know, this
Yeah,
mine's
they
been
hatched
activation
him.
for a while.
They
Maybe
hatched
they
his
came in,
little egg.
or maybe he was a regular sized one and they just chained him up and stopped feeding him and he turned into this thing. I mean, they've had these mines shut for a while now, right? I mean, who knows what's been going on? They ain't been paying attention.
Well, yeah, it was like over 100 years it's been
A
closed.
couple hundred, yeah.
Yeah.
Is
Right.
that
So, I
a
mean, this
crate?
thing, it probably wasn't this big when they chained him up.
Is that
Yeah.
crate actually on the floor and on the wall, or those are not really there?
No, it's just
Well, I
the only features in this room is there's a lever that connects to a bar that is kind of like a curved arced bar that, when pulled out, releases like a pin that allows the full length of the chain to be released. So the creature would have been chained around its leg, and there would be a pin that prevented it from moving more than just a few feet from the like lowest portion of the wall. When that lever is pulled, it's out of its reach, of course. It releases that. That's it. That's the only modification that you can see in this room.
Chris, what did you say you gave me? Uncut gems or some shit? 30 gold of uncut gems? Is that
30
what you said?
gold of uncut gems and 40 gold worth of bare guk parts.
Yeah, so between teeth and maybe an eyeball, a
And claw.
little bit of claw, maybe a bit of earwax, things that are known from trolls to have some sort of monetary value.
30 and 40. Got it. I mean, I feel like we got this place pretty cleared out. Y'all ready to head back and see what head honcho has to say?
Was this the last place in this mine? Or is there.
I mean, we checked this tunnel is a dead end. The last one was a, I don't know, old rest stop that's all busted up. We checked there. I ain't seen other spots in this cave we walked through.
We'll say that there would technically be other maybe portions that would lead deeper into the Underdark, deeper into the mines, but those are currently blocked off, and you were only told to kind of clear out this area.
Okay.
So yeah, y'all have already investigated the rest of it. So
There might be diamonds just slightly beyond there. Just if you look.
Or it could be diamonds like 30,000 miles down there. You never know how far they've already dug.
But either way, if one of us die, it's better than paying $500 every time.
I mean, if you
just
want to go
take
try
them
and
up,
break through that barrier, go for it.
Well, I don't know how big the barrier is. Is
And
it
I
just for
do.
blocking it, or is it made to stop people?
it appears at one point in time it was caved in. Unsure if that's intentional or otherwise. Even at your size, it would be difficult to try to slip through, but maybe possible.
They just let the miners do their job. We did what we were supposed to.
I don't know. I'm still not the biggest fan of letting that one guy y'all were talking about get his hands on diamonds.
You want to? What do you want to do?
I have no idea. I just don't think it's the best idea. Y'all are saying how shit of a person he is.
I mean, have you guys? Well, I mean,
I didn't know him personally.
did you guys tell the guild
You fought him
about
though,
what he
didn't you?
was?
I don't
That
remember.
that'd all be Fang, man. I wasn't there yet.
Oh, that was Fang. I do remember him. Yeah, he was a dick.
You're saying he like kidnaps kids and shit and
Yeah, something like that.
genocide. I don't know. Raising dead. I don't know.
So to be clear, this request came from the city of Hubris, like a Dwarven mining company, and the information about Talisman would have possibly not been known to your guild. But yeah, y'all, Fang, Ziggy, and the others would have definitely filled in.
I mean, we could always talk to the head honcho, see if the people in this town know that he's not who he claims he still is.
Well, we can tell.
You'd have
I
to
would
lead
say
that
that
way,
we
Fang. How
heard
good's
a
your memory?
story, but if you don't have proof, I would not say we know that he. Say that you heard stories.
I mean, Fang and Ziggy are the ones that fought him. They're the one that ousted him. I mean, they've told the guild. The guild, I assume, is spreading word. We'd just be part of that spread, making sure everyone in the outlying lands knows. I mean, it sounds like he's got a vendetta against this group anyway, so why not? You up to use that little mouth of yours there, bud?
About doing what?
Talking to, I don't know, chief, mayor, president of this town?
I don't care what we want to do on that front. If you want to try to not get it, maybe they'll put it to better use. I don't know.
I mean, if they want to get more diamonds, make more money, more power to them. I just don't think they should sell them to that guy. But if you don't care, you're the one that
Yeah,
was talking about him. I ain't never seen him.
But what's stopping him from? Okay, so if he's getting diamonds to build an army, and we're gonna have to fight an army at the end sometime. If he gets less diamonds now, so why don't we
Maybe
just
in a
cave in
smaller
the whole
army then.
thing? Why don't we just cave it in the whole damn cave?
Well, because then we become criminals. I ain't about that.
Yeah, no. We were hired to come in and take
When
care
I
of the
figure out
trolls.
the perfect solution,
What's your perfect solution? Fill it with trolls?
no, just make the whole cave it in.
That's not what we were hired to do.
No,
I
not
agree
do
with
it until we get our money. Then afterwards, go back and without them knowing it's us.
No.
I mean, it's what you should stop them for what 6 days to move a couple rocks. I ain't doing shit. Just go
Okay.
talk to people. Use
We'll
your
go
words.
pick up trolls and refill it up, repopulate it.
Infinite money loop, man. Just
Fang, the
breed
troll
trolls,
breeder.
fill trolls, kill trolls. I mean, let's just head out of here and see what we can do. Talk to them. You may
And
have to lead the
because
way
I'm
here,
very
bud.
disappointed they didn't want to look for the diamonds, I am looking as best I can while I'm walking with them along the ground for diamonds or fragments of diamonds because I just want a diamond at this point.
Sure,
Is
yeah.
there any-
You know, You know, this place has already been picked through, right? That's why they closed it. I don't know what you're looking for.
Everyone could always miss one. You never know.
Fang, go ahead and give me an investigation or nature check, your choice.
That'll be investigation. Fuck me. I'm re-rolling. I'm wasting the re-roll on this stupid thing. Nat 20.
Really?
I can't see it.
Yeah, nat 20.
Yeah.
I get my re-roll back. Find a decent diamond somewhere.
Yeah. So as y'all are heading out, I'll pull y'all maybe back into the main. I don't know. I don't know if everyone's on this map currently. Kind of off over here to the right in this right section of the map. Not sure if y'all can kind of see it. Doesn't really matter too much. It's an area that's partially caved in, and as y'all are walking out of here, Fang zips over there and begins to just kind of pick up some small stones and begins to kind of move them around. And you find right on the edge of an area that has caved in, kind of near the ceiling where some rocks had broken, there's just the smallest kind of clearish coloration. And you kind of like lick your finger and kind of smudge it a little bit, and you can see something that appears to be a clear gem. Semi-transparent, kind of maybe whitish in color. It's bedded in there pretty deep, though.
Hey, someone with an axe or a bigger weapon than Ogrum.
I think I actually have stonecutters.
Can you get this gem out of the look? I found one. You said nothing's here. Ha!
No, I have mason tools. I guess.
I mean, there was some pickaxe back there in that rundown shed back there. I don't know what you want to call that. The break area. Maybe we can see if any of those are useful.
Yeah.
Olgrim, you head over to that area and you find a couple of pieces of rotted wood and some axe handles. If you had a good piece of wood, you could make a good pickaxe, but it's all been rotted away at this point.
Still got one hand axe. I use the.
I would say within your mason's tools, you would have probably a chisel and small hammer.
Okay.
You could make a, I'll say dexterity or strength check using your proficiency bonus with your mason's tools if you would like to attempt to remove said diamond.
Certain. Strength. Be a 22.
Very nice. Olgrim kind of grabs his pack, rolls out kind of, like stereotypical like doctor's roll of scalpels,
Yes.
full of mason tools. It's about 2 feet, 2 feet long. You have all
Damn,
kinds of
2
delicate,
feet.
all kinds of delicate tools within this, 2 foot long little bit of roll of fabric. You pull out a couple of chisels. You're kind of checking to see, chiseling pieces of the rock to see what type of hardened type of steel or whatever you would prefer to use in this sort of rock. You finally pick one that you like and chisel, and then pop. About a golf ball sized diamond. Very rough cut. Raw. Estimated value somewhere between 5 and 800. 5 to 800 gold pieces.
Woohoo! Chuck that in your bag, Art.
Yeah. I mean,
Nice.
D&D's
Yeah,
awesome.
man, you're not even gonna thank the man who got it for you.
Oh, thank you, sir. He's gonna be very thankful if one of us dies. We're gonna
Yeah,
be
no
free
joke.
to survive.
Heck yeah.
What did we say?
I guess
5 to
we need
800?
that.
Yeah, I'm gonna
The-
say we'll say 650.
Oh, that works better.
Could come in handy.
That was
I
awesome.
guess you can hand that off to Madam Cleric over here. She's the only one that can use it properly.
Right. Cool.
So to be clear, because it's a single diamond, if you use this as a 300 revivify, the entire diamond would be utilized.
Right.
So just to be clear,
We need to break it in half.
Well, I don't think we should do that. Maybe we find
let-
like a jewelry
let me
over there,
ask
but
you
I think
this,
you're just going
Chris.
to destroy it.
how are you
Got
going
a
to
hammer.
break in half?
I was gonna wait till we got to the next town and find a jeweler.
Okay.
Yeah. And a jeweler.
Have you ever seen the videos of a diamond versus like a steel hammer? Just dents the steel hammer.
I bet.
It'd be fun.
It's pretty awesome. Very nice. All right. Do
Are
y'all-
you ready to keep rolling, or are you still using those little fairy eyes of yours?
I know I'm happy as a pig and shit now. I'm just floating around, happy as a pig and shit, floating out.
How big is the smile on Fang's face?
So big.
Love it. As y'all make it just to the edge of the mines, there's a couple of kind of S-shaped curves and turns. You slowly progress upwards, and you begin to hear the flow of water on the outside. As the light spills in, there's a couple of guards. Laura Dane is there. Once they hear footsteps, they kind of jump and stand up and point their spears, expecting something maybe troll-esque to walk out. But they see y'all and kind of wipe their brow in relief. And Laura comes up. Well, how'd it go?
There's about a dozen dead trolls in there, and one really, really big three-headed thing in there. Well, I think
Oh.
used to be a troll.
Well, mission complete then. Everything cleared out?
Yep.
As far as we're aware.
All right. Turns to the guards and begins to kind of converse with them. They agree that they're going to go send a team in to verify. They ask y'all repeatedly, so you're sure there's no trolls, right? None?
None.
Would you like to walk in there with us to check it out?
Yeah. Yeah. Y'all go first. We'll be close behind.
Okay. I'll lead them back down.
Y'all lead them
We
in.
give them a tour.
Yeah, you give them a tour. Your Fang's over here like, and this is where I did this move, and this is where I found my diamond, and this. Yeah.
Fang doesn't say that. He doesn't tell them he found a diamond.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't say that.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
But the moves thing, I got that.
Yeah. Y'all probably skip over the part where y'all, rain fire down on the adolescent trolls, burn them alive. But, the
Oh,
gist.
man, that was part of the contract.
Sure. There was some, morality stipulations in there, I'm sure. But
Pretty sure
either
that
way,
was Mama told her kids alive, and we killed her right after.
yeah, it was interesting. But mission accomplished. They thank you for your assistance, and Laura Dane confirms that the contract is complete and that you will each be getting 400 gold piece of store credit to be used however y'all wish. Yet again, that can be combined. So if, Fang decides to give his 400 to someone else, they could use that. It's that'd be how it works. And then I believe Olgrim still has his 200 from before. So 600 for Olgrim.
Yeah, I'm just stacking mine too.
Yeah, I had said 400 and then 200.
Mm-hmm.
So just keep that in mind. That's not real gold, just store credit. So it can only be spent here, and there'll be other guild locations possibly, but
How much is the greater healing potions again?
let me do a quick checkaroo. Greater healing would be 150.
Okay, I will buy 2 more of those, and
Okay.
then 2 more of the regular, and that's my 400.
And you're afraid to let money sit in your pocket?
It's credit. It's not money.
Doesn't mean you can't amass more of it. Buy something bigger. You never know.
Now,
I am
Art,
a
don't
man-
you worry. Fang has made a great decision. It's going to help him in the future, and the guild is happy to have the money. Thank you.
I would also like to buy a haste potion.
You just spent all your money though. How you gonna do that?
I got gold and a bank stove.
All right, all right. A haste potion, very interesting request. She goes ahead and pulls out almost what one would describe as a sheet of like black fabric, and she kind of just like throws it up into the air, and all of a sudden it just kind of stops there and hovers in a very odd way. Next thing you know, is she kind of puts her hand through it. It kind of makes a shimmering, ethereal kind of coloration, and she walks right into it as if it's a doorway and just disappears. About 30 seconds later or so, she comes out with a haste potion. Here are the goods. Not sure how much it's going to cost, though. Let me go check the books real quick.
Hey, Fang, you know that only gets you one more punch, right? Just so you're aware.
Shut up.
I just want to make sure you know what you spend your money on. I mean, you can run like Dickens though, but you only get one more punch.
Anybody have anything else?
I mean, it could be good for emergency escape time.
Now we already know he's good at escaping. He just leaves his comrade to die in the back and takes
So
off,
we
right?
can save him, dumbass. I'm the only reason he's alive, even though he hasn't showed up since then.
Think he still has a grudge against you.
It's okay. He'll die soon, and he can have a new character have a grudge against me.
A potion of speed would be 300 gold pieces.
I shall take one. 300.
Correct.
Okay. I could use. She could take my stone.
Yeah, she can. She says, there's actually a bit of a transaction fee. I believe it's 25 gold. So 325 if you don't mind.
Done.
I mean, you can just give me that 300 if you want to just use some of my store credit and save yourself 25 pieces. Your
No,
call.
I'm good. It don't matter to me. I already tediously on my small screen got the numbers to fit in the right place, so I'm good.
The potion of speed is this yellow fluid, almost like a very low viscosity oil with these streaks of black that move around in a very erratic, hasting type way. So, action to drink it. It's essentially like having haste on yourself, no concentration or anything.
Cool.
Now, Miss Dane, would you be able to put us in contact with whoever runs this fine mining town?
Well, of course. There's the people that run the town itself, but then there's also the ones that are in charge of the mining company here. I'm not sure which you'd like to talk to.
The people who run the mining company report to the people who run the town, or no?
Well, I'm not really super well versed on this particular colony itself. However, in a lot of dwarven societies, it is definitely, I would say, elder based. So the village leaders would probably have a little bit more of a sway over the mining operations, but the day-to-day decisions are handled by the mining company. You know what? I can just go find them and kind of chit chat with them. Oh, in the meantime, why don't y'all just walk right into the store here and see if there's any items that catch y'all's fancy?
Perfect.
Oh, don't stay for more than 10 minutes. You'll run out of air. Sorry.
That's kind of funny.
It's like
I'll go check out the extra dimensional store here.
sure.
Y'all walk in, you see scrolls, gems, diamonds. If any of you like kind of looked at something and like try to reach down and touch it, you you would notice that there's like a faint shimmering barrier kind of blocking you from being able to quite reach everything. Weapons on the wall, all kinds of things. Over on the side, there's almost like a lost and found type bin, just sort of a miscellaneous. As y'all head and kind of look at that, it doesn't appear that any of that has any sort of blocks or holds on it. Ulgrim, you look over and you see this very finely crafted black and red. So it's like a black axe. The metal itself is black with these kind of red implements on it. You see these very beautiful red runes, and as you look at them, you feel a bit of a familiar sensation, and you recognize them to be your family crest.
Oh, okay. I will definitely inquire about that.
Few moments later, she comes back. Hi everyone. I've arranged a meeting. Art, you can meet with them in about 30 minutes or so. Is there anything y'all are interested? Oh, that axe, Ulgrim. Are you interested in it?
Yes, I'd like to take a look at.
Yeah, it's a bit of a relic. I know a little bit about it myself, but I've never been able to quite read the runes and such on it. Seems a little old, but if you're interested, I'd let you try it out for free, see if it works for you.
Or that's a compelling offer. Free.
So you pick it up, and do you use a shield normally, Ulgrim?
Yes.
This would be a great axe.
A great axe. Okay.
Which would normally require you to not have a shield.
Right.
However, as you pick it up, it's incredibly light. So you'll be able to use it as a one-handed weapon, but it will function otherwise as a great axe. The red runes on it begin to light up as you touch it, and Laura's eyes just kind of go into a state of shock. Well, I'll be damned. Ulgrim, do you sense a connection to this weapon?
Yeah. Like a little bit. Can I read it? Am I able to read the runes on them?
You definitely recognize your family crest. If you would like to try to read the others, you could give me an Arcana check. I'll say at advantage.
10.
Okay. You kind of look at them and you feel like maybe you could read them, but the only one you're able to kind of tell is the family crest.
Okay.
Here's a picture of it. Just imagine it is black, and then the runes is kind of like a reddish color. But
Oh, okay. That's awesome. Only like for real. Awesome. Now you said that it works as a great axe, like all the stat wise.
correct.
Okay. Very cool.
Well, there is a bit of history that I do know about this weapon here, Ulgrim. It's thought that this axe was used in the Great Underdark War. Depending on where you're from, maybe Drow folk would recognize it as the War of Emancipation or the War of the Deathlight Fires. So Art and Ilaria would both recognize the War of the Deathlight Fires. This was a war that happened hundreds of years ago that was known to have just completely changed the landscape within Leflin's Underdark. little bit fuzzy on the details. Some of you may or may not have heard of this, but either way, you're kind of filled in on some of the details. There's a lot of rumors about how this axe was involved. I'm a little unsure myself, but it seems that there's some sort of connection with you, Olgrim. It's pretty cool, to be honest.
Be so. Thank you very much, and let me know what I need to do if I need to do anything for the next meeting.
All right. All right, I will post in the chat here the
Great.
names. If y'all would like that for your notes.
Okay. I was actually gonna try and get some potions as well.
Sure. If you want a normal healing, it's 50. A greater healing's 150. Something else, let me know, and I'll give you a price.
Do a greater. I'll do 3 of those small ones.
Okay.
Right.
Anybody else want to heal?
I think I'm good.
All right.
Would this interfere with attunement?
It is not an attunement weapon to your knowledge. If you had Identify cast on it, you would possibly learn more of its properties.
Okay.
But yeah, the functions that you're currently getting from it require no attunement.
Okay. Thank you.
When do we get to go somewhere to sleep? Because I am tired. Well, while y'all are doing this, I'm taking a short rest. How's that?
I
Right.
mean, you gotta wait with us because you're the one that has most of the information.
Okay.
All right. If there's nothing else, you are arranged to meet with a couple of gentlemen that run the mining operation, and a gentleman that is kind of thought to be the leader of the local community of Hubris. Will everyone be attending?
Yeah.
So first, we're going to go and talk with Mr. Thrain Ironfist. He's the leader of the main mining company here. They call it the Ironhold Mining Company. They're fairly strategic in the region. They've been kind of helping spearhead getting older mines back up and running in the last few months to year or so. He's pretty busy. He'll just try to keep it quick. It was hard to arrange this meeting. He's a busy man. See this, barrel-chested, short, stocky dwarf, very similar to Olgrim in stature and size, other than the fact that his hair and beard are like a jet black color. His eyebrows and mustache kind of continue a little bit further than one normally might, showing that he is pretty advanced in age. Probably not much of a physical worker himself in his current years, but his build suggests in the past he was quite adept. Mr. Ironfist, thank you for meeting with us. This here are the adventuring group that helped clear out the mine on the far east side of the colony. Oh, yes. Oh, that's great. What can I do for you, gentlemen? Pulls out a pocket watch. I got about 10 minutes. Let's try to keep it quick.
Perfect. It's all we need. We were informed by the fine Miss Dane here that you were instructed or perhaps encouraged by one Councilman Talisman to reopen that mining shaft. Am I correct?
Yes, that's correct. There's a local mining guild that we are members of, and they had told us that there was a bid for the project. They did list Councilman as the main contact, but we've had no contact with them up to this point. All of that will be after we get the mine operational.
Well, I encourage you to look into this, Mr. Talisman, and perhaps inform this guild as well that he is no longer who he claims to be. Some of the fine folk in this here adventuring group had a run-in with him recently, and turns out he's not such a savory person. He, in fact, was found guilty of kidnapping children, running experimentations on these kids. He's also believed to be raising an undead army as a main contributor to a group you may or may not know called the Chuul. We've obviously passed all this information off to our guild, who's been trying to disseminate the information out, but word doesn't spread too fast. So we just want to caution you and your folk on supplying a man of that kind with anything that he needs.
Well, there was a few rumors about some unsavory activity possibly happening in Honio. We had heard some similar things. We didn't quite have a name to put it to. My understanding is most of those rumors have been debunked. But if an established adventuring guild such as the Ravens tale here is telling us this, we will have to do a bit of investigation. Bryna, look over, and a younger dwarven female, very intricately dressed, yet again someone that doesn't do much physical work. As she walks over, she kind of gives Olgrim a bit of a wink and kind of a suggestive look, and then looks over to Thrain. Yes, Thrain, what can I do for you? Well, Brian, listen to their arguments here, and we'll say that you kind of repeat the arguments you just made. Brian would say, let me introduce myself. The name is Brian Stonehammer. I'm a leader of the Stoneforge Mining Guild here. We handle all contracts. I had heard that Councilman Talisman was asking for this mine, and being a councilman, we of course took the request. Most of these rumors that you're saying here, we had heard some of them before. We do believe that, based on our information, that some of this is not true. There was quite a few reputable people, including some nobles from Honio, that have stated that things in Honio are fine. The rumors of martial law being enacted was upon in response to this Chuul, as you say. But I must state that your credibility as a guild and as adventurers here is hard to refute, but it also puts it into question in some manner. Do you have any more concrete evidence, maybe something we could go off of? Any more details?
I tell them all the details because I was there personally for most of it.
Correct.
I tell them all the details that I have.
I encourage her to reach out to Councilwoman Rothstein. I don't know. I can't find it.
Well, if you hadn't have said it, I could have told you who it was. Tabor.
Yeah, I knew she was blue. I have that.
That's funny. Yeah, we'll say between Fang, Art, and if anybody else would like to chime in on something that possibly they know as a player that maybe their character might not know. But I will give Fang and Art both persuasion checks or you can take advantage if Chris is allowing it or whatever you all choose.
Yeah, Chris, give it to me.
Take advantage.
I mean, I would say just, check it out, do your investigation yourself, and confirm. That way you know that.
21.
She kind of looks y'all up and down, kind of checks your guild credentials, talks to Laura. She verifies some just generic facts here. And all right, well, if that is true, I must state that is quite alarming. I would appreciate if maybe you could keep that on the down low. We don't want any of the miners to be getting any idea here. What we'll probably end up doing is using a few of our contacts locally to run an investigation. I know that the councilman, as I'll refer to him for now, was supposed to stop by within the next few weeks or so. We'll definitely be careful about who we're selling things to here. Wouldn't want my mining guild to be put in any precarious situation. Well,
That's all that I can ask for from you. I appreciate it.
Well, I do appreciate this knowledge, and thank y'all for your help. Anything else?
You got any more mines that need clearing out? Feel free to let us know. Other than that, I think we're good.
All right, Laura dear, we'll be in contact. All right. Okay. What would y'all like to do? Currently, it is a little bit later in the evening, not quite night yet. Carnival has been doing carnival things in the town, and probably tomorrow late morning, they'll be leaving.
I'd like to at least take a short rest.
Would y'all like to go get a celebratory drink while we're in town? I hear the dwarves are known mighty well for the drink.
Mhm.
Okay, so
Yep.
we'll ask them where there's a nice place to go.
So Laura informs you that based upon what Zoomed Off was saying and some of the other carnival members that had stopped here before, there is the Black Barrel winery, and they serve all types of different liquors, spirits, ales, and such. It's a bit of a live music scene as well, lots of dancing, shows of strength such as arm wrestling and other types of small strength-based games. Quite a lively scene if y'all are up for it.
You pick, Ogrim. These are more your folk than mine.
Yeah. Go. Grab a drink. We can get a short rest in there, or because I don't know. I'm getting low, I'm low on health too.
Little drink makes everybody feel stronger.
Yeah, right.
You know what? While they're all talking, I fly up to the roof and I lay down. I'm taking a short rest up on the roof.
Two problems. One, most of the buildings are built into the surrounding rock. There's no roof in particular, but there could be a small alcove to up top, a bit of a crater or so that you could rest in.
I look for something of that nature.
Yeah, imagine just this half moss, about 80 or so foot kind of stone wall that has been naturally and man formed.
No.
There are these sort of doorways that have been chiseled out at a height that is a bit of a offense to someone like Ziggy or someone maybe a little bit taller. They would only be about 5 foot or so, but quite wide. Interior to this, there are all kinds of lively taverns and shops and blacksmiths and refineries and all these sorts of things. And there are occasionally small little craters or such where there'll be birds nested. Fang, you go up and a couple birds are roosting in one, and as you fly by, they kind of shoo off and you kind of peek back in there, and it's a good spot to observe and rest.
All right. That's what I'm doing.
Right. Everyone else, as you walk inside, kind of imagine like a skating rink It's pretty low ceiling, but a very wide, long room. The ceilings are only about 7.5 feet or so. There are pillars about every 40 or 50 feet, intricately carved with faces of different dwarves, busts, and things of this nature. There's a very large bar that kind of wraps around an entire corner from like one corner to the other in a semicircular way. And there are a number of both dwarves, elves, and a smattering of other races that are enjoying drinks. There's a live dance floor. There are arm wrestling areas, and then even an area that's been roped off, and there's a bit of wrestling of sorts. A pretty lively scene. Most of y'all would stand out pretty obviously, other than Olgrim.
I let him lead the way. Find a table.
Find a place to sit down.
Find a place to sit down. Waitress comes up and asks what y'all would like to drink.
Good stout ale.
Coming
Glass
right
of
up.
wine.
Of course.
I'll try what the dwarfs have.
All right.
When
You won't
in
regret it.
the mountain, I suppose.
Very nice. Your drinks are brought out. Couple of people kind of point and talk to y'all, and eventually a few plates of food are brought out, and the waitress says, "On the house. Thanks for the good work."
I appreciate it.
If y'all would like, depending on how much y'all would like to drink and what quality of liquors you would like to drink, would be, I would say, couple copper for the lower alcohol percentage beverages. Something like a wine or a liquor would be a 5 copper. If you wish to drink for a while, just kind of tell me how long, and we can discuss the price of that. But at most, it would maybe be a gold piece or so.
You enjoy this, Olgrim? This tastes like oil.
That's put hair on your chest.
This clearly not the drink of my people for obvious reasons.
You should have ordered what's Valeria did.
I typically
Wine.
do, but I figured, why not try it while I'm here? I'm not making that mistake again.
I've lost most of my taste buds anyways. Yeah, I'll probably drink a little bit, but I guess I'm still trying to play it safe just because look at how low we all got during that last encounter.
You are resistant to poison.
Yeah, right.
If
So I'm gonna have the one glass of wine.
it's late into the evening, Fang, you can have your short rest if you wish to take it. Anybody else can have a short rest if they wish to take theirs as well. You have maybe about an hour or so until you need to be back at the carnival to continue on with your journey.
Right.
Okay, took my short rest.
So y'all just tell me what you want to do. If you want to spend some time in the town, you can do that. Otherwise, you can head back and start to take your watches.
Guess we need to head back to the carnival. We need to protect it.
Yeah, it's our first job, right?
Yep.
Okay.
So you make it back to the main section of the carnival. The small group that had come into town is still doing their show. They'll be continuing till about midnight or 1 a.m. or so. The Midnight Horse Guild, those that remain, are over there guarding that section at the moment. Zoomed off asked that y'all keep the carnival's main area safe during this time. Y'all are not so far pushed out into the wilderness right now. The town has plenty of space where all of the caravan can kind of set up in a large circle and park all the carts for an evening or two. If there's nothing in particular I would like to do, y'all can start your long rest and the watches.
I guess I'll do the first watch.
Okay.
Okay.
Mal, am I taking first watch?
And
All right, Fang, you're first. Is that what we're doing?
Okay. I'll do second.
But you can take first with him if you want it. Don't matter.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
There's 4 of us, so someone will double up.
Yep. Perception check for Olgrim as well.
Sorry. 23.
Very nice.
good.
Things like,
Sure.
as the sun is set and most people are getting ready for bed, the carnival still continues back half a mile or so in the other side of town. As y'all, Fang and Olgrim, sort of walk around, nothing really catches your eyes or ears. Everything seems pretty quiet.
So peaceful.
Very good.
Schwass goes by without any issue. Second watch, who do y'all wake up? Who's
Who's second watch?
I'll do it, I guess.
Laria? Laria, you can have any of the kids as well if you wish to have.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. I'll have one on with me.
Yeah, we'll say Sarah takes the watch with you.
Okay. I got a 23.
Okay. That'd be a +6, so 11. Laria,
She must be sleepy.
been out watching the show in town and appears a little tired. As you're kind of walking around, from time to time you kind of run into each other, and Sarah would kind of walk with you. Hey, Laria. The name's Sarah. We haven't had much time to interact yet. It's nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. I'll talk to her, gentle banter and stuff like that.
Yeah, she asked, I've heard that the drow usually serve the Spider Queen loaf.
Some do. Some do not. Those who are enlightened do not.
I see. You think negatively of her then? The Spider Queen.
She is misguided. Hopefully sometime maybe she can be brought around. That is not for me to decide or know. I will just help others learn the right way.
Who do you serve?
Illustrate.
Can you tell me more about her?
I'll tell her about her. And as we're doing our walk, I'll do a small dance as we're going around.
Sure.
Show her some of the steps.
She kind of chuckles and smiles. You see a bit of joy on her face that kind of lightens up her mood and her attentiveness. She kind of dances with you, trying to mirror your movements. Kind of falters from time to time, not the most dexterous, but laughs and enjoys it. Y'all notice from a couple times y'all are not paying enough attention, and she kind of stops and begins to look around. But it's a very good, productive conversation. Paul, you can either give me a persuasion, performance, or religion check, your choice.
Performance.
Okay.
I'm going to re-roll that.
All right.
That was not a good roll. It was a 1, so that will be 22.
22. This is performance, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Your dancing is not only pretty and beautiful, but functional. I'm impressed.
Thank you. On the next full moon, if you would like to learn more, I will be glad to teach you.
She smiles. I hope it comes to that. I look forward to it.
Okay.
Kind of break off for a while, and right as you're about to maybe head over to wake up Art for the final rest, she says, Ilaria, can I talk to you and Art for a second? Do you mind grabbing him?
Okay. We'll wake up Art.
Yes.
Art, Ilaria, I was, Art, I've been chatting with Ilaria on details of her goddess she follows and learning a little bit about Loth, the Spider Queen. I don't know much, but I've just heard a few rumors, and I thought maybe I should share them. They say that there's something known as the Nameless One that lives under a temple of Loth in the Underdark. I don't know where. I've heard that they require sacrifices, living sacrifices.
It's usually how that works.
I do believe that we're approaching an area where we're not too far off from that place, and well, I just thought maybe I should warn you. I don't really know much. It's just rumors I've heard over the years.
Why do you feel so keen on him warning us? Do
Well,
they take
being
our
drow?
type?
Well, being drow, I figured that Ilaria especially would be viewed as maybe a prodigal child. I don't really know where you stand, Art. Are you a servant of Loth?
I don't stand anywhere. I'm a
Then
servant of myself.
you're not religious then?
Sure not. Not after what I've been through.
I can understand that. Sorry for taking your time. I'll be off to sleep, and she tries to kind of hustle away awkwardly.
Well,
You could go after. Yeah, go after.
no, I was just trying perception if I think she was being truthful or
You can insight.
deceptive.
Yeah, you can insight if you'd like.
That'd be 19.
Okay. Let me roll to see. Appears to be genuine.
I love when you roll like that. It's like, yep, genuine might really be genuine. We never know now.
That's the fun part. Art, you're awake, and Cumby will take the final watch with you as well. Perception check.
9.
Ah. Okay.
I'm asking how Billy's doing and making sure he's not too different.
Sure.
Blaming himself for anything or whatnot.
Cumby would say, it appears to hit him pretty hard. Must be honest. But as near as I can tell, he's gonna make it through. He's been pretty diligent the last couple days. I think maybe focusing on work has helped him. We're keeping an eye out for him, Sarah and I.
Perfect. It was pretty hard on the kid early on, and I just didn't know who was all involved, so I feel a little bad right now. Just want to make sure I didn't drive him to do anything unreasonable.
We've all made mistakes. I'm sure there'll be plenty of opportunities to make them right.
I'm sure there will be.
Watch goes by without an issue. It is morning. Everyone has their long rest. You have a short bit of time in the morning as they pack everything up before you have to head out. Zoomed off would come up to y'all. Art, Fang, Alaria, Holgram, come. Look, you know, all I'm going to say is I've been told that you're to head over to management's trailer immediately. This is a bit unprecedented. Normally, they're not requesting for anyone other than myself. But it appears that there's someone that wishes to talk with you.
Oh, my eyes perk up really big. My eyes.
Try to make it quick. Be heading out in top of the hour.
Where is their trailer? I don't ever know where they're camping. It's never in the main pack.
Right. Probably shouldn't tell you this, but if you head down the woods and begins to kind of describe a few turns, and there'll be a clearing of trees along the backside of it. You'll see it right there. Don't touch the trailer.
Noted.
Don't touch the trailer.
Fang, why
So
are you grinning?
I'm not. I'm trying not to sneeze.
Allergies. Understand them. Anyway, Godspeed.
Once we're walking off and we're nowhere near anybody, I'm gonna look right at Fang like, "What the fuck did you do?"
Nothing but
This has you. This smells of you.
No.
All you could talk about was this damn trailer, and now we're getting called to it. You did something. I know it.
It's because I knew there was a problem with the trailer, and I'm getting close, and they're getting worried.
I swear. If you did something to fuck all this up,
Hey, if you want to know all the answers, all you gotta do is touch the trailer. That's what the guy said.
that's definitely not what he said.
It's what he said. That's what I heard.
There's a reason one of us, tends to stay alive longer than the other one. We don't do stupid shit.
And with that, I off toward the trailer with them.
Okay. She'll head off in that direction. Sure. I will post the character art again because some people have forgotten. You see sitting outside of management's trailer, Zethel. There is a small wooden table. It's round. On the table there are a number of tea sets as well as a teapot. You can see a bit of steam coming off of it. She's sitting there kind of in this like small rocking chair, just kind of rocking back and forth. And there is she's knitting something. Can't really tell what it is. It's in the early stages. She turns around as y'all all approach. Oh, yes, please come and sit.
Does she look as we expect her to look?
Give me a perception or insight check, your choice.
That's not gonna be great. 9.
Yeah, appears to look as you remember her.
I'll sit down.
You all sit down, or some version of sitting down. Thank you for coming. Very troubling times indeed. I've heard of your deeds in the mines. And she goes ahead and grabs the teapot and begins to pour around and kind of looking each of you in the eye. Thank you for all your help with the
Word
luggage.
certainly travels fast.
Oh, of course. Pours everyone some tea. She goes ahead and picks up the small little plate and the tea, and a little shaky, pulls it up and. Oh, a very good brew indeed. Sets it back down. I've called you here today because of a very troubling circumstance. You see, I'm a bit of a diviner. I attempt to look into the future a little bit to make sure I'm going to be safe. And I can't see as far as I normally can. It appears that there is, from my divination, an individual with a very large gem. Not sure much details about it, but this individual's presence is preventing me from seeing the trail ahead and what comes before and after it. Given that you're in charge of the security here, young dearies, I was hoping that you could attempt to deal with this problem, or at least keep an eye out for it. Wouldn't want anyone to get hurt, would we?
Of course not.
I bet it's Talisman's gem.
Yeah, ask her what does she know about the gem or this person? A description of any kind, or
My oracle bones have told me that this individual has longer hair and a very intricate set of armor with the gem embedded inside of it. I can't see anything else. It's very fuzzy.
You know what color the gem is?
You
I'm
know,
afraid I
maybe
don't.
if it's Talisman, maybe we gotta do something about that. And we go back to the town because we know he was gonna have a meeting with him.
Yeah, in like a month, 3 weeks, something
No,
like
wait,
that. It
a
wasn't
month.
soon.
I thought it
They
was
said a
5
couple weeks
days.
or something. They said a couple weeks.
Couple weeks, up to 20 days, maybe a little more.
and we're moving out today, right? With the carnival.
Yeah.
Correct, in about an hour. I mean, you'll have time
Okay.
to go to town and talk. Like, you have plenty of time for small conversations.
Right. Is this lady traveling with the carnival too?
Correct. Your understanding was that the guild was told, Lower Dane was told that y'all were to just help bring her into the carnival, and she'd be traveling with y'all to Norgard, which is your sort of your ultimate destination. It's the only info you have.
Okay.
Anybody drink the tea?
Yeah,
Take a sip.
I did not. It was too big.
I'll drink it.
Say there's a size made for you, Fang. It's a little large, but it's doable if you wish to drink it.
There's one I can pick up. It's fine.
Yeah.
Sure, I sip it. Let's see what happens to me now.
Okay. Art.
I hold one in my hand and I watch everybody else take a sip and I see what happens first.
You don't notice anything. Nobody does.
Gonna have some good dreams later.
It's a tracking potion.
It's warm, slight
Right.
berry taste to it, herbal tea.
I'll thank her.
Oh, yes, dear. You're very young and beautiful. Many years left in your life. Tea is very good for your skin. She had finished her cup and pours another. Well, that's all.
Okay.
Toodles.
Yeah, keep an eye out for long-haired Jim dude.
Okay, so have we? I guess
Can
they
I-
told us a little bit of the story about this guy, Talisman. So, does a long hair description fit him?
Correct.
Yep.
Yes. Can I, before we walk away, is there any way for me to discern covertly if she is a hag?
1 second.
Well, I rolled really bad, so I didn't discern anything.
The witch.
The witch. I will say Art's familiarity with hag is going to be solely, literature. Kind of just based on the story I've gotten from you. See if you agree with that or not. But I would say I don't really know of a way you'd be able to tell that, though you could maybe look for something else that might hint at her being a magic user of a certain persuasion, but
Do I see any kind of similar symbols or anything anywhere in this vicinity that look like they connect to the ones in the bleachers or hay bales or whatever the seats they were on in the auditorium or whatever that thing was?
sure. So you're gonna look at the trailer itself, on the table, the teacup, Zethel's clothing, all these
Not
locations.
like getting my face like in there just as she's talking. I'm just looking around at everything.
Sure. Yeah, give me a perception check.
And while he's doing that, I'm just like near the trailer. I'm just looking around at the scratch marks, and I'm thinking about touching the trailer actually.
Sure,
But
Zethel would say to you, Fang, "Oh, some terrible creatures caused the damage. Wouldn't touch the trailer if I were you."
18.
Why not? What would touching the trailer do?
Shouldn't touch what isn't yours, dearie. Bad luck. Art, as you're kind of peering around, I would say you wouldn't see any symbols or objects or anything of that nature. Not much iconography at all. Zethel would have a handful of objects that you would understand to be druidic in nature, which neither confirms nor denies any hag affiliations.
I try to fly off, but I accidentally trip and I land on top of the trailer.
Okay, so how do you trip?
How you trip in the air?
I'm just trying to make it look like I want to do it, but I don't want to make it look like it's on purpose.
Gust of wind.
Yeah, I mean there could be a gust of wind that might knock you
Yeah,
over.
you got the wind just fucks me up a little bit, and I smash
You
onto
face
the
plant.
Yeah.
trailer.
Sure.
think
Go
it's
ahead and
that
give me
deep.
a performance check.
Go fucking performance check.
I just have a picture in my eye of a bug zapper.
Right.
Yeah. Love it.
11.
Let's just say none of you are buying as Fang kind of flies up and kind of stretches a little bit and a little bit of a gust of wind, and he's like, "Oh no," you kind of fall down, and like right as you're about to like kind of like land on the trailer and just kind of touch it, all of a sudden you just kind of stop. Zethel has her hand up, and as you look, there's a mage hand that kind of appears around you. Be very careful, dearie. The wind can get you.
Thank you. And I just fly over to my team. Fucker.
Ta-ta. What do y'all do?
Finish up the tea and the cup down.
I don't take. Yeah, I just leave it there. Walk back to the carnival.
So does
I
that
guess get
sound
ready
like
to
your
leave.
your talisman friend there, Fang?
Huh?
Does that sound like your talisman friend?
Oh, definitely 150% sounds like my talisman friend. And I'm pretty sure it's that gem that he has on him that's causing all the problems, because he was causing problems over there.
He's a gem on him. What gem did you see on him?
He's a black gem of something, or what was the name of that stupid thing?
Oh, that pirate thing you were talking about?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a picture of talisman for those that.
I thought y'all didn't y'all break that or something? Weren't y'all trying to break it? Were y'all not able to?
He was going to look at it, and that's when all shit broke loose. And then all I know is I woke up in the morgue.
Wrong person.
No, Fang got killed too.
I don't think you woke up in the morgue.
What?
I don't think I was here for that.
So I don't think you woke up in a morgue.
Pretty sure I
So
did.
so y'all all got knocked, other than Ambo. Well, technically same. At the Talisman Manor, and then y'all were being transported as dead bodies to the morgue. And
And that's when Aslan found Fang.
correct. Yeah, so the story there for you, Olram, they had been heading from Tefilov north on the river there, transporting a hydra egg. They had given it to this back to its mother, and then were coming back. And upon coming into Honio, there was Councilman Talisman, whom had a bit of a dark past associated with Ambo, Cody's previous character, and they had fought him, and he assumed them to all be dead. However, the war comet had awoken their bodies once again, and then you were able to buy your scrolls. So, but Talisman, being a kind of a local leader within the community and also a leader within the Chultanog's army, has been able to keep all that on the hush hush about his betrayal.
Gotcha. Okay.
As y'all are leaving this area, you each kind of take a peek back just to see what Zethel's up to. As you turn around, the table that you were around and the chairs you were sitting at are now just old rotten stumps. She's nowhere to be seen.
No wonder that chair was so uncomfortable.
I think we need to touch the trailer to find our answers.
Then why didn't you?
I tried to, and she mage hand me to not let me.
Oh, you could have tried harder.
Why don't we all just do it together?
Because some mysterious long-haired gym guy is hunting us.
And this might
Or
have
at
all
least
the
Ethel.
answers. We could save the children by touching the trailer.
What children?
I don't know. Worked last time.
I know nothing.
Wrong arc.
Right.
All right, so we're going to prepare to leave, I guess.
I walk over and touch the damn trailer because no one else is going to.
We're
Because it's
not at
been
the
bothering
trailer
me for
anymore.
like 3 months.
So we left the trailer. We're back
Nope,
at the camp.
the table just turned into stumps. We're still there. I'm touching the damn trailer.
Okay, so you're flying back.
Okay, everyone watch as Fang just turns around and darts that direction if anyone would like to do anything.
You watched this happen?
You seeing it. Fang, you fly up, and where do you touch? What part of the trailer?
I touched the same part where we see the crazy Gandalf guy do it. It's not Gandalf. It's
Zoomed off.
zoomed off.
Yeah, because like visually it looks nothing like Gandalf, and I was like, who is he talking about? Like, oh, zoomed off. Yeah. Y'all watch as Fang goes up and places his hand on the trailer. He's flying in midair. He's just still. Bzzz. About 30 seconds or so goes by, and he hasn't moved.
Do I feel anything? Can I tell anything?
I'm
No?
gonna shoot him off the wall.
Shoot a blast at him.
Yep.
Roll damage.
Why are you trying to shoot me off the wall?
It's probably the only way we can get you off.
Or like a fly stuck in amber.
Yeah.
What's going on? What am I seeing while they're doing this?
Yeah, we'll see what they do first.
That's
No, leave me alone. Don't do it, dude. I want to see
16
what
points
you
of
do.
damage.
All right. Fang, you will take 16 points of damage. Y'all watch as Fang kind of like hits into the wall. You don't hit him, with the full force, but the damage is still dealt, and smacks and falls down onto the ground. His wings are still flying, and his hand is still out to reach, like he was.
It doesn't push him off.
Oh, it does. No, like he falls onto the ground. He's like laying on the ground.
Oh, but his hand is just like in the air.
Yeah, like rigor mortis style. He's clearly
Gotcha.
still alive. What do y'all do?
Oh, this is so interesting. I like this. I don't know what's happening to me, but it seems fun.
You like it now?
I'm gonna-
I mean, I can pick him up and carry him with a fake hand, but I can't fix him in any way. Anybody do anything like that? Alaria, sounds like it's up your alley, but I have no idea.
I mean, we'll
With
take
this
a look
dumbass
at
just
him.
gone off and did.
Do it. See what's wrong with him, if we can tell what's wrong with him.
Sure. Y'all can make any type of check that y'all wish.
Okay.
Is my hand still up in the air? Am I still buzzing?
You're still doing that.
So his wings are still buzzing, his hand's still stuck in the air, but he's not moving or speaking or anything else.
Nope. His eyes are open. His mouth partially open. Frozen in time.
Just like zoomed off.
Yep.
Just like zoomed off.
I mean, is anybody having
Medicine
like
check?
spell magic type thing?
That'd be a 21
For
medicine check.
medicine check. As you kind of bend down and so you kind of like pick him up or whatever, kind of hold him. He's very stiff. Like I said, very rigor mortis like, but there's clearly vitality. He's breathing, not labor or anything, just very slowly. Heart rate for his size is normally pretty fast, though it is reduced, still faster than something of a larger size, but almost in a kind of coma-esque state. As his wings are buzzing, they're very periodic, a little bit more so than normal, almost as if some sort of clock has taken over in his biological function. Appears to be fine medically. Something more so is at stake or at play here.
I can cast a lesser restoration on him, see if that will do anything.
I can attempt to dispel anything on him if anything is on him, or I
Okay.
can fry him like a chicken. We'll find out.
Y'all just tell me the order that y'all would like to go about
Well,
these.
I'll try the lesser restoration.
Okay. What does lesser restoration read, Paul?
Lesser restoration. Touch a creature, and you can remove like conditions on it, like disease, blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I would say in this instance that would not have any effect.
So anybody got a kite string?
I'm in the spirit world. I know I am.
You're in the shadow realm.
I had cast Dispel Magic,
Okay. At what level?
this third.
Go ahead and roll.
Using your spell casting. 23.
On a 23, all of a sudden, Fang blinks. His almost like he had momentum that sort of stopped, and he kind of like moves forward a bit, and his wings are still kind of flapping. All of a sudden, Fang kind of realizes like, oh, I don't know where I am, and he kind of panics and tries to kind of correct his orientation, and then is kind of righted. He's flying in front of y'all. Meanwhile, let's talk about what Fang witnessed.
Ooh, I
Fang,
get to
you
witness.
you head up and reach out and just touch the trailer. All of a sudden, you realize like you can't move your eyes, can't do anything. This sort of sleep paralysis like state kind of sinks in. You kind of begin to panic. Give me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving throw.
Correct.
Reroll. 16.
On a 16, the panic subsides slightly, and you blink, but you don't think you really blinked, but it's just dark. You almost begin to panic again, but you're kind of calming yourself. All of a sudden, you kind of regain your faculties, and you can feel yourself flying. You can move your arms and everything, and you have this dreadful sense that if you open your eyes, you might not like what you see. Do you open your eyes, Fang?
Oh, you better. You went through all this.
Yeah, I'm opening. I'm opening my eyes.
Absolutely love it. As your
I've been
eyes
waiting
like
for this.
as your eyes like kind of crack open, you can get a bit of light flooding in. All of a sudden, your olfactory senses kind of return, and you feel a bit of a breeze. You smell the scent of flowers, moss. You can hear running water somewhere nearby. And as you open your eyes, they're flying. You're a few feet off into a wood line, looking out into a clearing. You're in the middle of a wood somewhere. The panic subsides completely, and you feel back to your normal self. But then your eyes slowly lock in to this clearing up ahead. You see two rocking chairs, one kind of facing you at a 45-degree angle, the other opposing you 180 degrees. Two figures, feminine, rocking back and forth. You see the one in the far back, kind of 45-degree angle, facing you is Zethel. You kind of hear hushed conversations, and then Zethel speaks a little bit louder so you can hear her. Now, we shouldn't be rude to our guest, should we? I'm sure he'll be of great use to us. Fang,
Yes.
we know you're there, dear.
Yes, I'm here.
You try to speak, but nothing comes out of your mouth. Cat got your tongue. Yeah, you attempt any noise. You can hear it just fine, but you can hear your wings making their normal sound.
I touch my jaw to see if it's moving when I'm talking.
Yeah. Your arms come up, and you move it back and forth, and everything seems good, and you can kind of hear the noise of like some of your joints kind of moving as you move around.
Huh.
Can't speak though.
I go toward her.
Okay. You start to fly forward, and kind of this clearing is only maybe about 15 feet away, and then they're sitting out into the clearing, maybe another 15 or 20 feet. As you fly forward, you're not getting any closer. You go faster and faster and faster and faster and faster. But you're just remaining in place. As you look to your left and your right, trees are flying past you. But as you look ahead, you're not making any ground.
What if I like fly up and try to do it at a higher altitude?
Sure. You fly up, and you now actually have like a pretty good view of the area. You can see that this appears to be just a wooded area somewhere in the woods. It's nighttime. Appears to be nighttime. You can see this clearing. Are you having trouble, Fang dear? Oh, I'm afraid it appears he's not ready.
I'm ready. I am ready, damn it.
You're
didn't drink
right.
tea.
It appears she's having a conversation with the other feminine individual. You can't
Do
really
I
hear.
recognize the other feminine individual?
You can only see the rocking chair and parts of the back. Appears to be an older woman. That's about all you can really tell.
I can't get around him. I can't get.
You try to get closer. It's just nothing's working. You fly up, and as you try to, try to fly at them, you lose altitude, but you don't gain any distance, or you don't
Can I
gain any.
shadow step and maybe beat that?
Right, yeah, you try to shadow step, and you shadow step. There's only shadows within the woods, sadly, and you shadow step right to the edge of the woods. Like you've made a bit of progress. You're like, let me try it again, and you shadow step again. Then when you blink, you're right back where you were.
Fuck. Well, I investigate the area to see if I see anything weird why this is happening.
Yeah, you check. There's nothing weird about it, visibly. You can hear Zethel having a conversation with the other individual. You can only hear her replies. Oh, I suppose you're right. Wouldn't want him saying too much. Maybe we could make use of him in another way. You hear movement in the nearby trees. Behind you? Question mark. You turn behind you, and then the movement's behind you again, and you turn again, and it's behind you yet again. It seems to follow behind you, and it's really messing with your brain.
I lay down on the ground on my back.
Ooh, that's clever. As you do so, you finally land on the ground, and you kind of lay down and try to put yourself back. And as you do, you're back up in the air flying.
Bitch, I hate this game.
I'll make sure that he's taken care of. You hear a creature. Your instincts kick in. All of a sudden, you're about to activate your tattoo and go into a fight, and then next thing you know, you're flying just outside of the trailer.
Oh, I was about
staring at you.
I was about to see what it was.
Was it worth it, dumbass?
It could have been. It was close to it, but then I popped out right before I died. I think maybe.
You don't hear any of this as Fang tries to talk. Nothing comes out of his mouth.
Well, this is what happens when you don't listen. Was this like the third time you got yourself back into a wall, back into a corner over here? The scares weren't enough for you. What? Tag out your tongue?
Love you, Chris.
Well, definitely sounds like it.
So you were unconscious the whole time you were there? Blacked out? Or what?
Can I cast like minor image and kind of show an image of what I saw or what I was thinking I was seeing in there?
Sure. Yeah.
I try to cast minor image and show him a picture of what I was seeing inside there with the old lady and that and the.
Yeah, you would say, you're 90% happy with the imagery you're showing. It's not quite, can't perfectly get it, but y'all witness this.
And then try to also get a picture that, even though I never could see the creature behind me, just to explain how it would have maybe felt like it would have been there, like it was something big and
You
bassy.
can make noises with minor illusion, so you do so. They can hear the noise.
Can I talk with my minor illusion?
Ooh, that would be an interesting skirting of the rules. Let me check.
Suppose you can make your voice or someone else's voice, or any other sound you choose.
I will say that the duration of a minute. I'll say that actually skirts around my rules. Yeah.
Okay, so I explained exactly what you all heard happened in there in the 1 minute through that image. And
I
that's
knew the
that.
quiet was too good to be true. I don't know what you think we're supposed to do with that information.
I'm not sure, but they're planning something anyway.
Well, it just
For
means
you, it
that
sounds like.
No, it sounds like for everyone to me.
so it sounds like that old lady's traveling with this carnival is not a happen.
I drink 2 regular health potions.
Okay.
Back to 70.
You're unable to speak until the dawn, the next dawn.
Till dawn?
So a long rest.
Oh, when the sun comes up, when my tattoo renews. Oh,
Do. Yeah.
okay. Then
Nice.
Heading back to camp, making sure we're all packed up.
Yep.
Easily done. There's nothing specific that y'all would like to do before you leave. You don't have too much time. Holgram, you can give me that animal handling check for moving the cart.
Advise everyone to keep keen eyes out for this long-haired fellow.
Should we tell the other group to keep an eye out for him too, or keep it to
Yeah, why
ourselves?
not?
Okay. And we'll let Sarah know.
How much are you telling Sarah?
Just that there's a person in some gem-crusted armor with long hair that we need to be wary of. And let us.
Oh, okay. Thanks for letting us know. Holgram, no problem with the animals. Y'all have about, I would say, somewhere between 2 and 4 days travel, depending on weather conditions and such, to the city of Arborhead. I'll need a roll for the first day to see if there's any encounters.
So am I talking yet or not yet?
No, not yet.
Okay, I'll roll for the first day. 17.
First day goes by without any issues. Y'all set up for camp for the evening. Watches go by without any issue. Over these few days, if there's any activities y'all would like to do, gaining a skill, if you have not done so, or any story role-playing elements, just let me know. Second day? You can
I'll
speak now.
spend time teaching Sarah more dances, working on my craft.
Absolutely. Fang, you can speak after you wake up the next morning.
Fuck.
Hmm.
Can you hear me?
Unfortunately,
That was hell.
You want to go
It
touch it again?
No.
I don't know. Maybe
I
you'll
do
see
want-
who's under the chair or see what's behind you. Sure, you don't want to go touch it again?
I would like to know what was behind me.
So
I
go
would
touch
like
it again.
I think all of us together would be better off
Well, how do we
for a
get?
future time then.
Yeah,
That's
so
weird
do
not
we-
being able to talk.
Someone give me a roll for the second day.
I'll do second day. 13 plus what?
Nothing.
No, 13. 13 plus what?
Plus
13.
what? On 13, the second day goes by without any issue, as does the night. Right, third and possibly final day.
On the second day night, when I'm doing my rounds, I'm just walking around and then I go through my bag looking for something and I find the deck in there and I think about it. Well, then I put it back and don't do anything.
Love it.
All right,
Go ahead, old room, roll for it.
8.
Oofda.
About halfway through the day, storms kind of all off in the distance. There's a bit of a sandy area within the woods here, an area that has suffered from erosions from mudslides. This time of year, it's kind of difficult to pass certain areas. It's a little bit risky. Zoomed off the sides, it's not worth the risk. The short route appears to have storms, so y'all end up taking the long route, which adds another day's travel. But other than that, everything goes as planned, so I could have possibly one final roll.
The next one, it keeps going lower and lower. I don't want to be the one to roll this one.
Well, who hasn't rolled?
Me, but I think I'm going to pull a card.
Oh, pull card, pull card.
I just keep thinking about how it did good things for little man and thinking about what it could give me. I'm just going to do it. I don't even remember what it is.
I think
You're
whether you got to
gonna
roll
pull
1,000.
That's awesome. Pull up that spreadsheet.
Then you roll a D1000.
Yeah, I think
Is
it's
it?
I think it's a D1000. Yeah.
And you want a high number.
Higher it tends to be better.
Watch it be like a 3.
And 1,000 is totally awesome.
You know how to roll that in roll 20, Cody?
I think so.
Yeah, just /R space D, then 1,000.
Yep. Oof.
What? You got to reroll.
I don't know if that works for this.
All right, Cody. I would like you to send me a screenshot of your inventory.
Oh, fucking hell.
What the hell is this? Out of 1,000, you roll a 60 fucking 7?
Mm.
Use your card and just move it so it's not something bad. That could be good. Maybe he turns all your items into gold items.
Mm.
Or maybe just all of my shit just goes missing.
Say, a golden weapon would be pretty useless. Be heavy as hell
Something I
and
don't use.
soft.
Yeah, but you can turn it into coin.
Potentially. If your carrying capacity could handle that much gold.
People would buy a gold sword.
Not in the fiefdoms. Thank you, Cody.
It's probably bad that I have, the bag of holding right now.
Yep.
Oh, bag of fucking holding. Oh, at least you don't have the diamond. We gave that to. Oh, there was a lot of shit in that bag, wasn't there?
I have a lot of shit on me.
Maybe it triples whatever item.
What were you thinking touching that deck? You knew better.
What could happen?
I got power hungry. I saw what it did to you.
I got so lucky.
So is
And we don't even know.
everything in this inventory is either in the bag or on your person, correct, Cody?
Either on my person, in my backpack, or in that bag of holding.
In front of you, a monkey appears. Just kind of poofs out of nowhere. Holding in its hands, you see the wand of binding, the immovable rod, and where did it go? The wand of the war mage.
Mm-hmm.
You have to make strength checks to attempt to keep all of them. Once you
Perfect, strength.
once you pass a strength check, the DC goes up for the next one. Which one would you like to try to save first?
This sounds
The
like it could
binding?
be a great thing for you, sir.
Natural 19 for a dirty 20.
He's kind of like dancing around you, and then he kind of stops, and you can just see his muscles tense as he grabs onto the item. You reach, and you just, with all your might, rip it right out of his hands. Okay. Which one next?
I'll go for the rod.
Okay.
+1 is 16.
16. As you reach for the rod, you grab it, but he yanks it, and all of a sudden, in his hand, it just poof, disappears. Movable rod is gone.
and a 18.
18. You reach, you grab it, you're struggling. You manage to rip it away. So he disappears, puts his tail up and kind of shows his butt to y'all's face and just poofs away.
Well, that was anticlimactic, but I guess it could have been worse.
Did you have your bag, or did he take your bags?
You weren't there. I was by myself. I made sure to do this alone.
I'm just asking because you don't seem to be.
I think he just took those 3 things and had to gamble for them. I'm gonna go through the rest of my stuff, make sure nothing else is missing.
Yep, you check and only the immovable rod is missing.
Yeah,
Well, sorry about it, Vic.
He's not here, so he doesn't know.
I just say it to the world, the space, and then I go back and go to sleep. And now I gotta roll a d20. Hopefully it's better than a fucking d1000. And it's not, it's a 6.
Okay. On a 6, y'all have a run-in with a group of, excuse me, goblins. They appear to have been displaced, possibly, or migrating for whatever reason. The encounter, no one has died, no one dies, there are no casualties within the carnival, but a number of the resources that the carnival has are taken. Some things are destroyed. There's another bit of a delay during the day, and takes a bit of time to repair the cart and do an inventory check. Zoomdoff is not happy. But pretty late into the evening, y'all arrive on the outskirts of Aberhead. Laura will give you a bit of a briefing. Well, as it currently stands, Aberhead is under martial law. They've kind of closed down the city gates, and I believe the local Raven Song Guild has been disbanded temporarily, and all of the guild members have been conscripted as members of the city guard. It appears that the Chuul has been making lots of raids in the area, and we're warned to kind of watch out on the road ahead. I gotta stop by with what remains of the guild house quickly and just pick up a few items, talk to a few people. But it appears Zoomdoff will not be stopping here, as not many people are allowed in the city. But if there is any items you need while I'm in the city, I can pick it up.
I'm good.
Anything here?
Well, it's a brief stint. We'll just be spending the night here and have to be watching out on the roads ahead for this Chuul activity. Also, we'll be heading to Buxom next. If you've never been, it's quite the place. Lots of gambling and such. Then Norgard will be next after that.
Good.
Okay.
You arrive in the city. Zoomdoff and Laura kind of head up to the gates. Head into the city, and then about an hour later they return. Caravan stays relatively close to the city gates just for the little bit of added protection. And it's another evening if y'all would like to do anything. If not, you can have your long rest and be on to the next day. Need someone to roll a d20 for the next day. See what happens.
Cody does want to.
Nope. I'm done rolling for anything.
So who wants to do it?
You
I'll
can do
roll.
it.
Oh, Olgrim's gonna roll.
Alright,
I would have.
Well,
Oh, not bad.
On a 12, about 2/3 of the way through the day as the sun has set, shrouding the wooded path that you travel in shadows. Zoomed off, stops the caravan for a short while. Now, it appears that based on some information that we've had, that there are possibilities of Chuul raiding in these areas. All I'd like to say is that my number one priority is the safety of these caravan and all of the constituents that I'm in charge of here. If we run into them, I'd appreciate if you could do as much negotiating as possible. I would prefer to not have to give up any supplies. If you can fight and win, please do so, but please don't put anyone at risk. You know, if you get mugged in an alley, it's best to give up your coin pouch and move on. It's not worth your life. Y'all will be my official negotiators. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Rest of the day goes by without any issue. Eventually, head off on the side of the road and make camp for the night. Morning comes. No issues. D20 for the day.
All right, I'll roll this time, I guess.
What are we supposed to be negotiating for?
I think I'm gonna re-roll that. Okay, 17.
To answer your question, Cody, if Chuul has a blockade or they ambush, they are being. It has been reported that they are letting people go and just taking supplies. Raiding without too much carnage. So
Gotcha.
you're expected to do whatever you can to minimize the losses. About 2/3 of the way through the day as well. You're heading pretty far northeast at this point, past the river a few times. Eventually, as you're at kind of a local maxima, y'all are beginning to head down from the hilly wooded country down into more of a plain type area again. You see just off ahead, there appears to be a blockade in the distance. It's not very well hidden. You can just make out small specks of some type of creatures, goblins possibly. Caravan is halted. It's too dense to be able to pass through the woods, and there's no other path around. Zoomdov tells y'all to try to deal with it as best as you can.
So what does this
I assume-
blockade look like?
Can they see us already?
They cannot see y'all, most likely. The blockade itself, it appears that there are some logs that are kind of across the road here, and you can see something like 5 or so smallish creatures. It's still at a pretty good distance. Y'all would have to get closer to see more details.
Let me go up and scope this out.
Sure. You want to try and be invisible again?
Let me think. Let me think. Your last couple of rolls kind of scare me thinking about being invisible.
They got them out of the way. It's only good rolls now.
Okay, yeah, I'll take a chance. Don't kill me.
What did I need? It's a second level. Oh, 14. I got a 14.
Nice.
Good, bad.
I needed. Yes, you're invisible.
Bam. Okay, I'm going out to check on this.
Okay. What's your plan
In
of
stealth,
attack?
I'm just gonna be in stealth mode, invisible, and I want to go up and see everything that's going on in that area.
Give me a stealth check. Advantage.
29.
Everyone sees you.
Huh.
So you are invisible and quiet. You head up to within about 30 feet or so of where this blockade is. You see somewhere between 5 and 8 goblins. They appear to have relatively basic types of weapons and armor, some crossbows, some spears and small daggers, short swords, as well as 3 or 4 lizard folk. The goblins and lizard folk appear to be a bit of tribal factions here. They're not talking to each other much, but you do hear them kind of grunting to each other in some basic form of undercommon.
What are they saying?
Their conversations more or less revolve around the fact that it's been reported that there might be a large caravan coming through the next day or so, just to keep an eye out. As you look at the blockade itself, there are pulley systems that have been set up for these large logs to be pulled back and forth to be blocking the road. A small cart could maybe go around them in the woods, though it'd be pretty treacherous. Caravan is way too big to cross any other way.
Disable them.
Yeah, can I mess with those pulleys and mess it up so it can't close or opens or something?
I mean, it's
Was it-
currently blocked, so if you messed it up, you would be unable to move it.
It's currently blocked, so how do I unblock it?
You would have to go over, and it's a manual tugging of a rope by a handful of people. It looks to be relatively heavy to get this to slide out of the way.
So it's already in the way.
Correct. Yeah, it is. It is
Gotcha.
blocked. It is blocked. Yes. Yes.
I guess I go back and report what's going on over there, how many people, what the device looks like, what's blocking. Is there any other? I investigate more before I leave. Is there anything else I see that might be of interest to relay back?
Give me an investigation check.
23.
On a 23, it appears that there's just those number of goblins, those number of lizard folks, the mechanical contraption. Doesn't appear to be many tricks. Though you do notice up on the road ahead, there's a bend in the road as it kind of begins to head down this sort of hilly mountainous area. And you see a path that kind of leads into the woods, which has pretty heavy foot traffic. That's it.
So I'm seeing heavy foot traffic that went into the woods.
Yeah, there's like you're on like a cart path. People could walk on it as well, but there's a walking trail of some sort that has been established through the woods. Pretty heavy foot traffic, pretty muddy. Definitely has tens of people moving back and forth every hour.
Okay, go inform the team of everything I've learned. What do you guys want to do?
There you go.
I don't
I'm
think
not
there's any
strong
way to
enough.
get.
I was gonna try to move the blockade, but I wasn't quite big enough.
Well, there's no other way to go around it, so we got to go through it.
So I think we should sneak up through the woods and then come in from behind, or how are we doing it? Or flank them, or we just
Do you
run
know where
over
that
there and
path you
save
saw
them?
that's behind them? Do you know where that comes from?
What?
Do you know where that path that comes up behind them starts?
No.
I mean, that'd be the best thing to do. No, come up on that path behind them, and
Yeah, I have no idea where it starts.
As individuals, y'all could easily move through the woods without being, easily detected. Though noise could be a factor as you get closer. As well as smell.
then we can either run in guns ablazing or sneak around.
Well, whatever you do, I'm going to sneak up first while I'm invisible, and I'll be waiting in behind them. So whenever you come, I'm still going to get them from behind. Sounds nasty.
I bet you would.
Sounds nasty. So I go back there with my invisibility and wait for the rest of them to engage.
Sure. Just imagine like a linear pathway about 25 feet wide with, rows of trees on each side. There's kind of a section where the trees are sort of missing just a little bit so that these logs could be, the pulley could bring them out of the way. And on one side, there's the goblins. On the other side, they're the lizard folk. And then about 50 or so feet past the blockade, there's the small pathway that leads into the woods somewhere.
So we're gonna try to sneak around.
Did you notice what weapons they had? Were they ranged? Were they close range? Swords, daggers,
I'm
crossbows?
sure I did.
Crossbows, daggers, spears, primitive, range,
Yeah,
and
primitive
melee.
basic weapons.
So we should either sneak in then. Otherwise, we'll be stuck in a hallway where we can't do much. Been there, done that.
Yes, y'all have.
If he's already in there, that leaves the three of us to go sneak in. What can go wrong?
Yeah, no problem.
What could go wrong? Well, I'm gonna cast aid. So 5 points.
All right, if anybody is trying to sneak, are y'all sneaking? So there's one side of the trees has like where the goblins are, on the other side has where the lizard folk are. If you just walk down the path, you'll be pretty obviously seen. So
Which way is the wind blowing?
in the woods itself, it's pretty swirly. I would say the predominant direction would be towards them. So you're upwind of them. So if you snuck around to the sides, I would say, not be upwind.
So yeah, so we want to go around the sides. Try to be out of up.
Yeah.
And now, when you say lizard peoples, is that kind of like what Kapesk is?
Correct.
Then we should not try to sneak in on their side because he has a good sense.
So goblin side it is. Hashtag RIP Glassjaw.
Rest in peace, buddy.
So roll stealth.
Yep. If you're stealth, then roll stealth.
30-20.
23.
13.
You sound so just.
That was with my reroll too. Otherwise, it was a 1.
Yeah, it was. You just sounded so dejected.
Yeah.
Do I need to roll mine again, or am I already there and wait?
Yep. You'll need to roll yours again.
Do it again, Chris. You have advantage still. You're invisible.
Oh, good. 26.
Very nice.
I forgot I was invisible. That's a helpful thing.
It is.
But, I don't know if it's worth getting shocked in the balls every time. The chances.
You haven't gotten shocked in the balls yet. What do you mean every time?
I said it's just there's a chance of something like that happening. You don't know.
That there 100% is.
But it's been good to me.
All right. I'll have everyone go ahead and roll initiative so that we can establish the order here.
Oh, you didn't make a map, did you? Did you?
I did. Got it right
You
here.
did.
Got to get everybody on it.
I gotta roll initiative.
It's definitely looking like I got those shitty rolls out of the way now.
11.2.
Apparently, Ulgrim found my shitty rolls.
Yep.
Oh man, 5.
Yeah.
Well, at least you'll get a good lay of the land. You'll know exactly how the battle is going by then.
Right. Oh, let's
Sure, get everyone on the right side here.
I'm not that much better. There's only 4 of us, and I'm 3rd.
Whoops. There you are there.
I believe Ziggy didn't show up.
Yep.
I'm going to show up to the rest of them. From now on, I'm going to be there.
Oh, is he saying he was supposed to be here?
Yep. All right. Is that 21 for Art?
Mm-hmm.
Who's next? Laria, 15.
Fanny's 11.2.
Olgram, 5.
Yep.
1.
weird.
5.0.
Yep. I don't got the fancy fractions.
Got to work up to that in life, you know. Okay. Okay. Olgram, what was your stealth?
13.
You lucky bastard.
Yeah.
Y'all are able to get to this location right here. You're hidden in the bush and you have maybe a slight elevation vantage. Relatively dense trees. No, the map doesn't quite show it like that. Well, Fang, if you're right there, they're going to know. If you said you were behind them, this would be behind them. You could be behind them on the road, which would be at the top.
Wait,
Fang
if
is
I'm
invisible.
You are invisible, but they can smell. There's no way you can stealth smell. So you have to
Rolling some poop.
Oh, so which direction is the wind blowing right now then?
So you could be at the top of the map, somewhere up there, without being noticed. Yeah, that's fine.
Just watch out for being sandwiched.
As a reminder that if let's say Art, you're up, by the way. If you attack, your location will be revealed, and they could possibly notice. Y'all, so just make sure wherever you decide to put your characters, that they are somewhat stealth. You would have advantage if you're unnoticed, which all of you are at the moment.
Is this like the trees right here?
Yeah. The map is what it is. Yeah.
Some invisible, I have some cover and all that.
If you're up in those, the tree branches there, those branches would be probably 20 feet off the ground.
Okay, yeah, I'm just under him, invisible.
Sure.
I'm at about 5 feet. Okay.
All right.
So
Plan your turns accordingly. Art.
I will. I'm going to subtle spell fireball on the lizards.
Ooh, you will definitely be catching the forest on fire. Mind you, that could be okay, but there's been some rain recently, but it has been drier. Bit of a risk.
Fuck it, I'm doing it.
All right. Let's see. I have the cool.
Where is this art? Been my whole life.
20-foot radius.
Correct.
Oh yeah. All right. Get my deck saves.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah, I'll roll them from top to bottom.
The third one passed.
Okay.
$29 points.
29. Homeboy up top. Dead. Homeboy right here. Dead. Homeboy right here. Dead.
That was a great first strike, bro.
This gentleman.
And they still don't know we're here. Just a random fireball came out of nowhere.
It was they do know the direction as the fireball spell reads, and so immediately this like streak of light like streaks past the goblins, and they kind of like follow it, and then they look over and just watch as this explosion of fire. As the flame settles, this tree is severely on fire, and there is a single lizard folk who is on fire, and he's kind of like patting himself out. He's freaking out. He's looking around. And then the goblins all kind of turn their attention as they're drawing their weapons back in your direction. They don't see you at the moment, though they know your generic location. Anything else, Art?
Nope.
Alaria?
Okay, I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna Spirit Guardians.
Okay. So,
You're trying to hide.
in doing so, they will know your location by moving. If that's all right, Paul.
By moving, they'll know my location.
Well, they'll be able to see you. I mean, it's wooded, but you would have to use your action to make a stealth check to be unevaded through movement. Just FYI. In your current your previous location, you were considered hidden.
Okay, well, I'll stealth over there by them.
Okay.
$20.
Noted.
Pair. That will take my action, so.
Correct. But you are still hidden.
Okay.
The lizard folks. So that one dude, he'll call out in he'll start in the Draconic, noticing that all of his allies that speak Draconic are dead, and he'll switch to Undercommon. He'll yell, "There's someone in the woods! Get them!" And he will run and jump. And he will, let's see, he's going to make a perception check. In doing so, he notices Olgrim. So go 5.
That shiny armor. Gotta throw some mud on it.
He'll come to here, and he'll start kind of going for his javelin as he's like pointing like right at you. The goblins do appear to know your location at this point. It will be the goblin's turn. Let's see. This one will move to here. This one will move to here. This one will move here. And in doing so, like, it's aware of your presence, Art. Alaria, you're still hidden pretty well, though it is got its back turned to you. And the other 3 will launch ranged attacks. So 3 ranged attacks coming at you, Olgrim. 22
Yes.
damage would be whatever this number is. Ignore the roll, just the damage. There we go. Oh, you get hit for a big 3 piercing damage. The others, one of the others will attack you with a scimitar. 21 to hit.
Yes.
That will deal 4 slashing damage. And then the 2 other ones will cast a magic missile spell. So,
Who's casting that one?
The top 2,
top 2.
I assume.
Correct.
Top 2.
And 19 points of force damage as these magic missiles slam into you.
Okay.
That will be the goblin's turn. It is now Fang. So one of them did leave your
Okay.
range, Fang, if you wanted to hit him.
Oh, which one?
It doesn't matter. Well, I know which one, but
Oh no, he wouldn't have because I haven't hit my
oh, you don't have your
tattoo yet.
tattoo? Good call. Thank you.
Okay, so bonus action, activate tattoo. Now I'm still invisible, so I'm just gonna go to here. Okay, I'm gonna hit this one. Do I get advantage on
You
this
do
first
have
one? 'Cause I'm
advantage. Yep. Which gives you sneak, if you would like it.
Yeah. 24 hit.
That is.
So that's 16.
Obliterated.
Oh, that was nice.
Punch him in the back of the head, and his head just caves in, slams into a nearby shrub, and just kind of disappears as blood is oozing out of it.
Okay, second attack.
Go for it. No advantage.
Yeah, I'm not visible anymore. Fuck me. Third attack.
Well, what was the to hit?
Oh, 10.
Yeah, 10 misses.
And
What
this
about a
one
12?
This one's 13.
13 hits.
How is a 2 10 but a 4 13?
Okay, then the 2 was plus 11.
That misses.
All right. Does this one miss?
No, it hits.
11.
So you did 3 attacks?
Yep.
So you have 2 for your action.
Yep, that one doesn't count. I only
Right.
did 2 attacks.
Yeah, because you used your bonus action for your tattoo. Okay.
Correct.
Olgrim.
I have Forgot about that. Good catch, sir.
I know. It's like I've done this.
Keeping us honest.
I'm gonna turn around and attack the guy that's on me.
Nice.
First attack was a 2 to hit, so 10.
10 misses.
The second one was a 20 to hit,
That hits.
and that's 13 damage.
Obliterated. Sliced in two.
And I'll go ahead and just use my second one real quick. What's that? And regain some health, and that should be my turn.
Art.
I'll take one shot at the lizard man. Eldritch.
Go for
That
it.
is 16 to hit.
That hits.
$14 points.
Obliterated.
And then I'm gonna do the other magic man up top.
Okay.
For 13.
13 hits.
That is 7 points.
Obliterated.
That's it for me.
Alaria. You're still hidden.
Okay. I'm gonna cast Sacred Flame at the goblin that is closest to us.
This one right here.
Yes.
Okay. If it's a hit, you have advantage on at least the first one.
Okay. Let's see. That'd be 17.
17 hits.
Good thing I had advantage because otherwise I rolled a 1.
The PTSD from Vic, ones are not as bad anymore.
That would be 8 points of damage.
Absolutely obliterated. No
I
more.
thought Sacred Flame was a deck save.
Let me get it.
Yeah, the target must succeed a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, it's a dex save.
Yeah,
No,
so it's not a roll to hit.
Boom. Fail.
Boo.
So same damage.
Okay.
Right?
8. So he takes the damage.
He's obliterated.
I wasted my tattoo on these little bitches.
Get excited, Chris. You thought this was the big fight today.
I mean, at least you didn't blow a fireball.
Huh?
At least you didn't waste a fireball. Burn half the forest down.
It's still fun to
So I'll
watch.
move over here.
I was enjoying it.
See, I wouldn't call it a waste.
Oh, I can't wait to have Fireball back.
Okay, that'll be my turn.
All right, the lizard folk. All right, the goblins. Let's see. Yeah, Laria, they just watched you hurt their ally, so they're gonna go ahead and take a couple of short bow attacks. 12 and a 6.
I'll miss.
Mm-hmm. At this point, they kind of realize, they look around, and they both drop their weapons and say, "We surrender."
Oh, that's weird.
It's Fang's turn. Fang, do as you wish.
You already know what you want to do, Fang. Don't even think about it.
Okay, attack this one.
What? Talk to them.
20.
20 hits. Would you like to deal lethal damage or just knock unconscious?
No, this one's lethal. The next one I'll just knock unconscious.
Okay. He's dead.
No, I'll knock him unconscious.
Oh, okay. He's unconscious.
All right.
Next one.
And I'll end my turn there.
You're not going to attack both of them?
Nope.
Okay. We surrender, please. Holgrim.
Who sent you? Kidding. I will ask them. I'll walk up to them though and ask them where their friends, or if they have any other friends around.
They're not near. They're back at the base camp. Please don't hurt us. We're just supposed to rough you up and get some supplies. Nothing else. We don't want to hurt anyone. He looks like down to the scorched goblin beside him and the scorched lizard folk behind him. Please, I have a family.
Oh God.
And how many is at your base camp?
All right, does anybody else wish to engage in combat?
We can interrogate for a minute, I think.
Okay. I'll give you whatever information you want. Base camp? There's not many, but our army's nearby. 8,000? 9,000 maybe? It's the Chuul.
Lying to
We don't
us
want to
is
do
not
this.
Good.
No, I'm not lying. I swear.
Well,
What's nearby? Where's
Where is
nearby?
the army?
General Talisman, he told us to get all the supplies we could.
That name
Oh.
sure does seem to be popping up a lot often.
Right?
Yeah, I kind of thought he was going to be a problem.
Could, I don't know. Could always use them for located.
By the way, the forest fire is slowly spreading.
Well, I'm sure you got a spell to put it out.
Sure.
Shoot a water spell at it. See if you can put it out.
I cast boot. Stamp it out.
Hey, if you would like to attempt to stamp out any on the ground, that could assist in possibly putting it out. But that fireball, that went 20, 25 feet in the air, and it's since spread a little bit higher. So,
I pee on the higher parts of the trees that have fire.
in a weird way, it makes it worse. Sorry, you just added more humidity to the atmosphere. Just kind of.
Man, you've been drinking too much alcohol?
Not on purpose.
Do we want to tie these things up? Well, knock it unconscious.
well, we can tie it up.
Yeah.
I don't even bother tying it up. Knock it unconscious, put it off the side of the road, and let's get rid of this blockade.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. We probably need to get rid of the fire. I mean, it's gonna be a beacon. Could draw unwanted attention.
We got to put that fire out so it doesn't catch our carnival
carrot.
while we're driving through.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay.
All right, so let's try it. We can put some of it out.
We'll say you knock him unconscious, drag their bodies off into the side of the road, the two unconscious ones. What do y'all do to put out the fire?
Yeah, come on, Art. You made the fire. Put it out. You're the only one.
Let's remember when Ambo set fire to a boat that killed people and created Bonet. So, wonder what will come out of this fire.
How bad is the fire?
I mean, it's not incredibly bad. It's spreading rapidly. Currently, only this tree is on fire. But if it spreads to the other trees around it, there's 5 or 6 trees in proximity to it that will continue to spread. At the moment, there's a little bit of black smoke being produced, but not much.
I'll take my blanket,
I
water,
will.
wet it down, start trying to put out the flames.
Okay.
Will cold help me put it out the fire?
Would what?
Would cold help me put out the fire?
Yeah.
Then I will do a cold chromatic orb at the tree.
Okay.
And like I said, I'll continue with the wet blanket where I can put out stuff.
I'll do a rain dance on the ground.
Right.
You already rain danced on the tree and made things worse. How about you just calm down?
Stop picking on me all the time, Art, before I get mad at you.
Alaria, go ahead and give me a athletics or acrobatics check. Ombo, just or not Ombo, sorry, Art. That was throwback.
Thanks, Ambo. Wow.
Yeah, roll to hit.
That'll be 21. Acrobatics.
Fang and Olgrim, how are you assisting?
I'm
Wow.
just trying anything I could put out or stomp out or any way I can.
I know it's like depending on how much the flame is too high.
Yeah, there's
Just
some
try
on the
to-
ground. There's some on the ground.
Price the embers that are on the outskirts prevent the spread.
Okay, athletics or acrobatics
15.
for each of you.
15.
Definitely hits Cody. No need
Oh
to roll
wait,
to
can
do.
I use Druidcraft to make a small rain cloud over it?
Does it say you can produce water?
This harmless sensor, the effects, falling.
Do you want me to roll damage?
No, no need.
Okay.
Where did
You can use it to snuff out a torch or small campfire. I will consider.
says a cloud for rain.
Yeah, but you can use Druidcraft to snuff out small fires.
Okay, I'll do that. Go out and
Yeah. So
Snuff 'em with
go ahead and
Druidcraft.
give me I would say just a wisdom check.
wisdom.
Nice, Olgrim. So you're 25.
Wisdom. So that's gonna be +4. 16.
16. Those are all successful checks. I will say the combined efforts of the group. Laria, you have to toss your blanket up in the air a little bit, and Fang kind of like grabs it and does what he can to kind of put out sections of it. Druidcraft is used to snuff it out. Art sends a bit of cold to an area that was pretty critical and almost spread. Anything that gets anywhere near the ground, Olgrim, you're easily able to stomp it out
Furiously.
furiously. Love it.
Right.
All right. Crisis averted. No one has died, so Arts will not have a paladin.
Well, that's not entirely true. A lot of people died.
No one okay. No one died from the results of the fire. It was the, impact of the fire that killed the others.
3 people died from results of the fire immediately.
Correct. Not the fire of the tree. Very nice. What would y'all like to do now?
So do we want to investigate this honey hole of goblins and treasures?
You might as well
Or
quick look.
do you want to just keep moving on and prepare for
Should we move the blockade
Captain
before we do
Fuckface?
anything else?
I think we should just like cut the ropes and move this fucking tree log for sure.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe one person go back, let the caravan know it's okay.
Well, let's
to
get it
proceed.
moved out of the way first. Make sure it's clear.
Did we learn where this cavern, whatever den is?
All you know is there's that path that leads into the woods and then where the trail continues.
And there's thousands of them there.
Well,
No,
I think
the army's
the
not there
thousands
yet.
is just yeah, they're just on their way.
There's another 14 or so over there, right?
Well, let's move the unblock the path and make it so they can't block it again. Somehow.
You're easily able to move the logs and roll them off of the kind of pulley system that they're using. You could also cut the rope, break the pulleys. That would be relatively low effort for y'all, especially with Olgrim's help.
Move on out.
Well, what's move out? I mean, we can tell zoomed off that the blockade's gone, but do we want to go down and deal with the cavern or cave or whatever of the rest of his people who are on rotation doing blockades, or maybe doing a blockade somewhere else down the road?
You want to go down there and kill him? I'll go with you.
I also feel like we should just take the supplies so that this 8,000 to 9,000 person army, doesn't have supplies.
All right, let's go.
All right, so we let the caravan start moving while we go check it out then?
Yeah, let the caravan go, and we'll catch up with them after we clear this area.
Well, they can start moving. I mean, it's going to take them time to get through.
Yeah.
And then we can go down there and check it out.
Chop, chop, double time. Gotta move
Alright.
fast.
Okay.
And away we go.
So y'all are heading down that path to try to see where it
Yes.
leads.
I'll send Ruby down the path first.
Give me a stealth check for Ruby.
Ruby's got a natural 20 for stealth.
That is wonderful. Ruby would you'd be able to look through Ruby's eyes and notice that this small path leads maybe about 200 yards or so into the distance, and the river runs right directly parallel to it. You see that there are a number of large, maybe 30 to 50-inch trees that have been planed in two that are bridging the gap between kind of like the shoreline and some small, like little islands that have naturally been formed as the river has flown through the area. On a particularly large island, there's a tent of considerable size, very similar to what the circus would use. And all around it, there are crates, supplies. You see a small stable at one corner. And there are a number of goblins, lizard folk, and quite a bit of what one would describe as the undead. Some appear to be further along than others. Some are skeletons with cloaks over their head. You see casters, clerics, sorcerers. You also see those maybe between the age of 12 and 17 or so that appear to have some sort of robes on them with the symbol of the Chuul.
Well, this horde might be a little more than we can handle our own, maybe. There's more of our goblin and lizard friends, but there's also undead that you keep mentioning, and kids that look like they've been mind controlled or whatever else they've done to them. So there's quite a few people down there. There's a giant tent and a bunch of supplies.
Can we
How
just
do you want to
send
proceed?
Well,
We
what's
just
the
sent
number of the
the
people down there?
You would put the undead maybe at around 10. Goblins and lizard folks maybe around 10 or so as well each. The kids, I would say 5 to 7. It's hard to kind of tell from an initial glance. And that tent could easily be housing 20 or 30 other individuals. It's a pretty large base camp.
How far down the road is it from this blockade?
The road does not pass quite near here, though you can hear, you believe it might be possible to hear the caravan moving from this location if they're not quiet. Like I said, this is only, I would say, 200 to 300 yards past the tree line. The road continues further down the mountain. You're unsure if there are other blockades ahead or if there's someone that's supposed to check in regularly.
So,
Yeah, this is a tough decision, this one.
I mean, if the blockade, I mean, we can tell zoomed off, and I don't know how quiet he can get the carnival to move. I mean, we can tell them the situation, and that I don't think staying here is going to be a good idea.
Why don't we tell him so he can take the caravan pass as quiet as possible, and we'll set up ambush at the top of this in case some of them do come up and see what happened. so we can take them out, because it probably won't be all of them. It'd be a small group.
Sure.
As y'all are having this discussion, you see one of the kids wearing the robes. You can't hear at this distance, but he appears to be talking to a handful of the goblins and lizard folk. And y'all are about, I would say, 20 or so yards, within, right at the edge of a tree line. And then there's a bit of an open space that kind of leads out right to the shore. And then there's that big log that heads to this island. So you're about 100 yards in total away. And you can see a bit of discussion. 2 lizard folk, 2 goblin, go grab some weapons and begin to head in y'all's general direction.
Okay. Should we back down the road a little bit? And we can.
Yeah, wait for them.
Take them out before they get to the top, or take them out where we think they won't be able to be.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll set up and hide in the position in the trees there.
Yeah, so I'll say with their relative ability and skills, y'all could easily ambush them. So that would be no problem. You just tell me exactly what you would like to happen.
Yeah, you want to ambush them.
Okay, you're trying to kill them, knock them unconscious.
I mean, they're working with undead, so I have no problem taking them out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll just kill them.
Okay. As
What about
they're walking down the passageway, they're chatting in their native languages to each other, Goblin and then Draconic. For those who could speak it, it would be nothing of note. All of a sudden, each of you hop out in the woods or send a cantrip or so their way and are easily able to dispatch them. You'll clean up quite easily. So you have all the bodies back at the ambush site, as well as the 2 unconscious ones, and now a couple more bodies. Just FYI. But
the unconscious ones we got tied up, right?
I'll say sure. Yeah, you got them.
Okay. So should we get the caravan going, and then, like I said, set up an ambush up here in case, like I said, what?
Yeah.
See if we can get,
Probably our best option. Unless we really want to wake everybody up and fight.
I mean, we should tell Zoomed off and let because he needs to know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, we definitely need to make sure everybody moves quietly, but I still think we need to figure out a way to make sure they don't get these supplies.
Go there, fireball at 10.
Right, but there's at least 21 plus creatures down there.
It's over 30, right? 10, 10, and 10.
Well,
And then however many
it
is
was
in the tent.
10, 10, 7. Now, does that include the caster ones, those numbers?
So 10, I'll say 10 goblins, 10 lizard folks,
Okay.
and 10 undead of various sorts, as well as we'll say 7 younger individuals that appear to be skilled in magic. As
Okay,
well
so
as
that's 37.
Inside
And we took out 4, so that still leaves 33.
And
At
however
least.
many are in a tent inside.
So
As y'all are debating this, you watch as a figure with longer black hair and pitch black armor comes out of the tent. Small entourage behind him. Those that are familiar would recognize this as Councilman Quiet Talisman, or General Quiet Talisman of the Chuul.
Does he have a gem in the center of his chest, or whatever the lady was saying?
You're pretty far away, but I'll say the combined effort of y'all's perceptive members of your group, meaning most of you, would notice that there is a black diamond within his chest. The Shahar-i-Nor diamond.
Well, I just don't think we can kill him, but killing him
Well,
would
only
be great.
4 of us show up.
You watch as he calls most individuals that are present to him, and then I will say all but maybe 5 or 6 individuals gather in a group and head off in the distance opposite to y'all. There's another log that kind of bridges to the other shore, and they head off into the distance. You're unsure where they're going. So on the island itself would remain, I'll say, 7 individuals.
7. What kind of individual?
Upon getting a good look at them, you can tell that there's a goblin, a lizard folk, an undead, a kid of some sort. So it would be goblin, lizard folk, undead, a kid. I'll say 2 undead, a kid, and then Talisman himself.
Oh, so he stayed behind.
He correct. That is correct.
I think we got to try to take him out. We really don't have a choice.
I mean, you fought him. How strong is he?
Well, one of my companions almost beat him by himself.
I mean, you
But-
wouldn't know that, but yes.
Oh, okay. He's pretty strong, but we could kill him.
I mean, how well off is everybody still?
Yeah, I'm doing okay.
My problem is I wasted my tattoo, but other than that, I didn't do anything else. So
I mean, if you down, let's go.
Okay.
attack!
I'll give y'all a bit of a visual here.
And maybe not run in and attack like that. This ain't fucking Leroy Jenkins shit.
No, I just wanted to say it. Come on, Leroy Jenkins. I love Leroy Jenkins.
Leroy Jenkins.
Well, we need to wait till the other ones get far enough away so they can't come back quickly.
Oh, I thought they done did.
Well, they left, but we got to give them time to get away.
Yeah, as they go to the far side, they head across the small wooden log bridge and go down a separate passageway and disappear into the woods. They bring with them a number of horses, buggies, and some supplies. Can't see what they are. They're all crated up.
Look at all those
Okay.
no-shows down there.
Yeah, as Trey just grabs all of y'all's tokens. It would really look like this. Doesn't seem as cool, but
But it would have been a hell of a lot easier.
well, I modify some things. I at
Did
least
you change
assume
something? I didn't see anything change.
I just got rid of the tokens of
Oh.
PCs that are not here. We'll
So where do we
say,
see the people over there?
I have their tokens. Some of them I don't want you to quite see them yet, but the 7 individuals appear to be moving just around the island. We'll say rather sporadically. Some of them are grouped up. They don't appear to be, patrolling or doing anything. They're just chatting or talking, and some of them discussing. You see some go in and out of the tent and come around. Y'all are pretty far away at this point. Of course, you could try to get closer. The map represents y'all being closer, but you would be further away. So,
Can I try to sneak to like here?
sneaking across, I mean, there's almost a 0% chance someone wouldn't see you.
Yeah.
Almost. You could roll really high, but they are
Yep.
watching and paying attention to their surroundings. Here, y'all think it through. I can hear y'all. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick.
Okay. So how are we gonna do this? How are we gonna get over there?
I mean, I don't need to get over there. To be fair,
That's true.
that's just you two that need to get your ass
Okay,
over there.
Ogram, how are we gonna get over there?
Well, you can kind of fly.
Well, we have this trusty steed. If Ulrim wants to try and mount it and get over there,
A steed.
we
Oh
have a
yeah, I
sheet.
forgot about that thing in the damn bag.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
just. Well, I had to go through it a minute ago. I read it. We have a statue that can turn into. Are you good aligned? What's your alignment?
Oh, yeah, I think. Yeah, I'm good.
You are good aligned.
Yeah.
Could be a problem.
Yeah.
If you are good aligned, he has a 10% chance to ignore you. And if you get on him while he's ignoring you, you will be transported to hell.
Oh.
What? See,
How
it started
is
off.
this?
It was really funny until it transported to hell. Shit
Yeah.
came up.
Like, I'm all for a little chance, but
Yeah.
I don't think y'all gonna come after me.
I mean, you could just give it a command, and then you'll know. Like each command you do has a 10% chance for it to ignore you.
Oh, so the bad part's if you're on there and say stop.
So it says if you have good alignment, the figure has a 10% chance each time you use it to ignore your orders.
I mean, it sounds fun, but
So I don't know if that means each time you use the figure or each time you give it a command.
It
Right.
sounds like each time you give it a command.
right. To do minor corrections that count whenever I'm trying to slowly get over a. Well, I don't know if that's really worth it with only 4 of us here, though.
It would have been good if you weren't good aligned.
Yeah, that's true. Well, I can start making some questionable calls. You can change that real fast. Where are those kids at? I mean, I could be pretty quick if I need to like rush in there.
I mean, I know you might not want to do this, but Fang just bought a potion of speed if he wants to be so generous and allow you to double your movement speed.
Um,
He's not so generous. He's about to drink it when I do this since I don't have my tattoo.
there you go.
For what? So you can get one extra punch? It doesn't give you an attack action. It gives you one extra punch.
It gives me more than that. It gives me one extra punch. It gives me +2 AC bonus. It gives me extra on dexterity saving
You don't need
throws.
all that.
And I could also use the action, that extra action, instead of just punching, I could dash, disengage, hide.
Yeah.
You can already do that with your bonus action.
Yeah, but now I got another one. So I'll have 4 actions because I got 2 anyway. I'll have this one plus a bonus, so there'll be 4.
You have 4 actions.
Because I already get 2 actions. This will give me a third one, haste. Plus the
No, it's
bonus
not.
action.
You don't get 2 actions. You have 1 action that it is 2 hits.
Mhm.
Who's hitting what?
Nothing. Never mind.
And it gains an additional action on each of its turns.
So, Art, do you have Misty Step or anything?
I mean, I do, but
Oh, I do technically have that too.
you have Misty Step.
It's one of those tattoos that I got. It's like the one-time use,
Mm-hmm.
so I could.
That's a fun
And
one. He'll never expect that.
I mean, that could get us across.
Yeah.
Closer down to that lower part right there.
I mean, do you need to get across?
If I want to aid them, spirit guardians, stuff like that.
Yeah, you're probably the only one that doesn't actually need to come across.
Which just sounds like I'm begging for someone to Misty Step behind me. If I'm all by myself out here.
what?
Oh,
It, Just put up your black
As
ball. And
as
start
y'all are
firing.
sitting here, kind of discussing or whatever, you hear a bit of a rustling in the woods, kind of off beside y'all. I need everyone to give me a stealth check.
Damn it, we took too long. 17.
Haven't had one of those in a minute.
23.
21.
21. Wow, great checks, guys. You see, if I can find their damn tokens for dramatic effect. Art and tokens. This is probably gonna be massive. Dadgummit. Whatever. You see
Fucking kids.
Cumby
Who?
and Sarah. Cumby and Sarah.
The Black Horse kids.
Oh,
If I can find Sarah's token. Trying to figure out where S is in the alphabet.
They're bad news, brother.
They're walking,
they-
and you can't really hear their conversation too well, but they're talking. We'll say like they're maybe like right here, and they came out of the woods kind of further back, and now they're just walking upon the path. The look on their face does not appear to be like panic. They're not trying to be stealthy. They're just walking in that direction.
Little bastard.
Do we want to go talk to them?
I don't think we do.
You hear
want
Sarah in a voice that's not very similar to what you would normally expect from her talking to Cumby.
That is not.
Yeah, is not very very normal. Say, you promised me. You hear Cumby reply, there's no need to worry. I will make sure that you get whatever you need. Just continue to help me for now. Talisman appreciates your service.
Oh, we need to eliminate those two.
They get about there.
I mean, we can push them into the water. How deep is that? Is that like a moving river?
Yeah, we'll say the flow direction will be to the right, and the drop off, it's a little difficult to tell from y'all's angle, but I'll say that you can safely assume it's somewhere between 15 and 30 feet, depending on kind of where you're
Having
at.
a bird fly out there.
Okay. Invisible?
30
or-
feet. Yes.
Okay.
I mean, we can try and push them off the cliff, but then I think everyone will know we're here. Or we can just wait for them to cross the bridge and take them out as part of everything else.
I mean,
I think we should take them out while they're separated. Because in the
Yes.
group.
and that
it's
will
gonna be-
alert across the bridge too.
Right.
But can't we all somehow get across? I could fly across. You're not going across. I thought you got both of you had a way to Misty Step or something across.
I can still technically get across the bridge in one round.
Yeah, that would take your whole action.
Yeah.
No,
I
it's
was
up to
gonna
you guys.
try
How
to
you
get
wanna
them to
do
come
it?
over here. I mean, come over to the woods, or
I mean, true, if we kind of lie in wait,
can we? Is
them
there a
off.
way to- can anybody like call them over here? Give them a psst.
I think whatever we're going to
You
do,
know
we're going to make noise and alert them.
You know what? Yeah, let them go. We'll just follow them. at a distance.
I mean, at this point,
What do you
they're
mean?
out in the open, so if y'all got any.
So I was supposed to say, what do you mean follow them?
I mean, we got to somehow get over there. Either kill them now, or wait till they get over there and follow them over the log. Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, if we want to start this, we can push them off on the river.
And take them out of the fight.
Everybody can dip off to the other side and get going.
All right, let's do that. Let's knock them in.
All right. Are y'all going to get closer to the position y'all are? You already rolled a stealth check, so you can get, to kind of roughly where y'all are. But anything further than this would require either additional stealth check or some sort of stealthy ability.
So Fang's going to fly across. Olgrim, are you going to pop across, or are you just going to run across the bridge?
I can go across. I can just pop across so I can get this party started.
Do you have anything, Alaria?
Yes.
So you can get across if you need to.
Yes.
All right, if y'all want to use your action or whatever as I push them off, y'all can jump over there and get started. And I'll meet you over there.
All right, sounds good.
Does that work for you, DM?
1 second. You're going to Eldritch Blast and try to knock them off. Is that
Correct.
okay?
And as I
Sure.
do that, the other ones are going to pop across.
Shadow
hopping or misty stepping or whatever.
Sure. Yeah. Let's all roll initiative, and we'll see the ordering of everything. We'll keep your current stealth checks.
17 plus 3.
Laria? 14 for Fang. Olgrim is at a 13.
Yes.
And then who am I missing here? Art, what are you? 20?
20.
Gotcha. Okay. I will now roll a bunch of initiatives.
Oh, little dirty bastard. Got my dead ass body.
Okay.
Oh, Labo.
Hey, do you think he still summons fish?
Oh, that's gonna be weird for me. I knew Umbo, damn it.
Bernie Hayes, is that what that says?
Oh,
Didn't that man get his head? Didn't that man get his head ripped off?
He did. Mhm. Okay.
I have a bad feeling about this, but I hope we win.
All right, Ziggy will just come back to a bunch of dead people.
Okay, so when I do haste, it does last the whole battle, huh?
10 minutes, I think, right?
It's only a minute.
1 minute.
I mean, that normally would
10
be
rounds. Yeah.
that normally would be quite a bit of time.
Yeah, so
Just
it's
hope
gonna
you
last
don't.
this whole battle.
We'll just hope you don't get dispelled.
Okay.
You can't dispel it. It's a potion I drink.
So
That is not correct. Okay.
he can
let
do
me-
whatever he wants.
Yeah.
Yes, you can. I understand that.
You're talking about me?
And I'm not arguing the fact he can do whatever he wants, but what I'm saying is, it's
You
not
don't
a
want me
spell.
to do that.
Hey man, just if you get stuck not being able to do anything for a whole round,
Hey, to give me an extra punch every round, I might as well do it and make my AC higher.
Try to put this in a readily visible area. All right. So it looks like Cody, your stealth check earlier was a 17. That will beat theirs. Go ahead and roll to hit. I will put Talisman here. Put Bernie Hayes here. Put the Goblin here. The Lizard Folk here.
no fucking way. That's their third brother.
Correct. And
What?
y'all are just noticing
That's the Ziggy Glassjaw brother.
popping its head
The
out of the
third brother.
water is a large squid.
Is that Ambo?
That is Ombo.
That's Ambo.
So I go first, or is it just for this our prep
No,
thing?
so this is a surprise round. Yeah, so Art, you said you were doing something. They are surprised, so they don't get to act on their turn, but you might not have advantage or something if somebody's spotted. So, but as of now, you do have advantage on whichever one you would like to hit. I will tell you, Cumby is way more difficult to hit because of his armor.
Is this like a whole round? I can do a whole round of things, or just
Correct. It is. Yeah, this is a surprise round, so you get your full turn. Somebody like everybody else's stealth check will just be weighed against passive perceptions. So, is what it is, but you do not reveal anybody else's location, though you could reveal, your location and give proximity information to somebody. So
can I subtle spell flow?
I believe you should be able to, yes. That has no noise. That has no yeah, absolutely. That will not reveal your location. What area, or will you just be going for both of them?
No, I was gonna go for the other island.
Sure. What's the area that you can target?
40-foot cube.
Cube. Gotcha.
Holy guacamole, bat! What is that?
Flow.
Is that 40-foot cube or 20 by
It says a
20.
40-foot cube within range.
40 foot? It's It's late. My brain is. I believe that does mean 40-foot.
40 foot wide, 40 foot tall, 40 foot deep. Yeah.
Yep.
If that's the case.
Which
Can I
is-
pull it back and get everybody?
I'm looking at that. Yeah.
You can.
Yes, you can.
And I can pick.
It's awesome.
It's
What is
6
that?
creatures. It's 6 creatures, so I'll get the Haze, Talisman, Squidward, Goblin, and the 2 in front of us.
You just leave the squid alone, right?
What?
You said
I'm getting that
Squidward.
squid too.
Yeah. So who are you leaving out?
This thing.
Okay, that would be a lizard folk.
Yeah, sure. He can stay over there by himself.
Absolutely. Okay. So what is my save?
16.
Okay, I will roll.
And it is Dex? Wisdom.
I will
Got a
roll
10.
for Cumby. Uh-oh. I will roll for Sarah.
Or not.
13.
Perfect.
I will roll for Squidward. Whoops.
And that show is 25 years old this year.
I saw that.
SpongeBob?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
so is Family
25
Guy.
years old.
Man, I feel old.
Who's that supposed to be?
That is a Talisman.
Of course, bastard.
Yep. So I'm gonna put a little icon. What color do you want to represent slow, Cody?
Purple.
Purple. Okay. Slowed. We will go for Bernie. He's quite wise. Never mind. We will go for Drog. 16 pass?
16 is.
Okay, so 16 passes. I believe I rolled all of them. Yeah. Okay. They are all under the effects of slow. So to remind me, speed is halved. Only an action,
-2
bonus
to
action,
AC.
or reaction.
Yeah, -2 to AC. Speed is halved. Dex save throws. So
Disadvantage.
-2 to AC and Dex save throws.
Okay.
It can't use reaction on turn. Either use action or bonus action, not both.
Okay. Thank you for that.
And then
All
the
of,
casting time thing.
right. If they try to cast something, it requires
Takes
an
2
extra
turns.
turn to do so, and they have to
Yeah.
concentrate on it. Yep. So as you hit this big spell out there, all of a sudden you all just watch as Art does nothing. Like he doesn't move his lips, he doesn't move his hands, and all of a sudden everybody just starts to move a little bit slow, and you can tell they're all realizing something's up pretty quickly. Anything else, Art?
And then I'm going to quicken spell and pop these 2 in the back.
Okay. You will have advantage on whichever one you hit first. Yet again, Cumby has the higher AC.
Yep, that's what I'm going with first.
During this surprise, do we have a chance to do something too?
Correct. We're going in initiative order, leaving
that's
out
fine.
Yeah, leaving out those that are surprised. So
Okay.
Yeah.
25 to hit.
Yeah. And kind of like the R2D2 noise, he just gets whatever it is.
And then 23 to hit her.
23. Boom, same thing. Both of them are shot out into the water. Go ahead and deal damage.
12 to him and 11 to her.
Okay. Oh, sorry, I didn't have their hit points set up. Let me go back in, make sure that I have them. 12 to her, 11 to him. Okay.
That's it for me.
Okay. Absolutely noted. Cool. Let's see. So no so no goblins, no lizard folks. Fang,
Yes.
it is your turn.
All right. How far is that? Oh, I'm here. Oh, I can't even get there, huh? Okay, so bonus action, I'm gonna drink that haste potion.
Bonus action?
Oh, what are we doing here?
Potions are actions, unless they're
Uh,
healing.
Yep, I'm gonna drink it.
Yep. Now you have
So
your
then I
your
get
hasted action to use.
okay.
So your
So I guess
haste
to
your
get a,
your hasted action can be a single attack, dash, disengage, hide, or using an object.
yeah, so I'm gonna use my movement and use that extra action as a dash.
Okay.
Right, to get me there, and then I get one hit or no.
So use your normal action to drink. So now you have your full movement. Your full movement is what?
40.
Okay. So 40 would get you somewhere over there. And then you have your bonus action dash.
Yeah. And then I get one hit on him.
Correct. Yeah, and where you go ahead and move your character wherever you're going.
He gets
Yeah, so
80
there's
feet
a-
of movement, doesn't he? Because speed's doubled.
That is true. Thank you. Yeah, your speed is doubled, so you still have your bonus action. You could technically get 2 hits or even 3.
Okay. Okay, and I'll attack this guy in front of me.
Thanks, Cody.
Do I get is that an advantage?
No. You could I suppose you could use your bonus action to attempt to hide, right? Isn't that one of your cunning action options?
I'm just gonna hit him. I don't know. I'm not-
You also could have just like shadow stepped over there, couldn't you?
17.
Yeah, you could have. 17 misses. This goblin individual appears to be wearing some robes, mage type robes, but appears to have a little bit of a dexterity to him as well. He notices you coming over, and he is slowed, but he manages to just dodge out of the way. So no reaction, and the
Oh,
minus 2 to AC.
I didn't think he was slowed. Is he slowed?
Okay,
He
yeah,
is
he is
slowed?
not slowed. Sorry, but either way, that does not hit.
Okay, so I will do flurry of blows. So I get 2 more attacks.
Mhm.
27 hit.
Yeah.
Stunning strike.
Okay.
So that's 7 damage.
Do I have the sheet up? I think I do. Perfect. Stunning. Right. Boom. That's a natural 20 for a 22.
So I'm guessing you're not stunned.
Well, your DC is not 22 or 23, so
Okay, so I got one more.
yeah. But
attack.
roll the damage.
Roll the damage.
Yeah, I didn't hear any damage. I mean, maybe you said it, but I didn't hear it.
You just hit him.
Okay.
You tried to stunning strike him. You did not roll damage, Chris.
Yeah, I know. I just forgot what I got to roll for the damage for that one. Stunning strike.
Well, it's just your normal attack. You
I
didn't.
did it. It was 10.
That's just a single D6 plus 6, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I rolled the one. Yeah.
All right. Noted. That was your first attack. Or your first attack missed. That was your first of your flurry of blows. So you have one more.
That one missed. 15.
15 does not hit.
My turn's over.
All right. Olgrim.
I will move 25 feet to here. I'm going to use my Misty Step tattoo.
Nice.
The bonus action.
Poof.
And that should me right beside Talisman.
How many feet is Misty Step?
60 foot.
Foot.
Is that close enough?
I think it's only 30, right?
Is it?
I believe so.
Yeah, Misty Step is 30.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You could get right to the edge. I don't know if you can see the. Yeah.
Okay. As I get right there.
Yes. That'd be movement and bonus action.
Okay, well, I can go a little bit further. Get.
Love it.
All right. Then I'll roll to hit. So 26 to hit.
26 hits, no question.
That'll be 15 damage.
Okay.
Second one. Yeah, 14 to hit.
14 does not hit.
Okay. All right. That'll get me there.
Okay, awesome, Olgrim. Alaria.
I'm going to cast Spiritual Guardians for
Okay, that's 20 feet.
15 foot
15. Thank you.
on me.
Just do it this way.
Move.
Okay. Sure.
And be prepared for my next.
Okay. Awesome.
Oh,
So action and then some movement, right?
yeah, and then I'll go into my dance. My
Okay.
bonus action.
Cool. Love it. Okay, that looks like that is everybody's turn, if I'm correct. I will give y'all some options here. I'm not going to pull too many punches in this fight. Since it is late in real life and the fight will go on for quite some time, it would be in your best interest to possibly wait till next week and see if somebody else will show up to help y'all, assuming y'all will be here.
I think that might be a good idea.
Okay, I'm just gonna give the option. If y'all really wanted to play till 1:30 a.m. and have a very tough fight, be my guest, but I would not recommend it.
Okay.
So just I'll just keep everything here as it is. We'll know it's top of the order.
Oh shit! I didn't realize it was midnight.
Yeah, it's 8 till midnight, and then
I'm
make
like,
sure.
why is he talking?
Yeah, so make sure y'all are familiar with where your characters are in terms of abilities and spells and all those kind of things. Have you used?
Yep. So my sheet's up to date. Okay, that'll be easy peasy.
Perfect. Yeah, as you can see, there's a little bit of something for everyone. There's a goblin for both Monty and Ziggy. There's a lizard folk for Kapesk. Of course, we have Ombo for Cody, Talisman, Cody as well. There's some past characters coming back to kind of do some things, and of course, you now know that
with Squid is just horrible.
you'll now know that Cumby and Sarah are up to something, and they got something going on here. So, lots to mull over.
Who the hell's Bernie Hayes for?
The memes, pretty much just
The
for
memes.
me and Michael's enjoyment.
Well, if Victor was here, Victor would go after.
Yeah, yeah.
Very much so.
But yep, that's it. We'll leave it off here and go ahead and pick up next week. I'm assuming all of you can make it next week.
Yeah.
Yes.
No
Be here
foreseeable
next week.
problems. Perfect. So
Oh, let me look at my calendar. Yeah, I think so. I got it.
okay. Well, perfect. Yeah. Hopefully, y'all can convince. Maybe Capes can show up. I would hope. We can maybe get Monty, and then I'll get on Ziggy's ass about it. I don't know if
I'm not sure he
James.
might be in the field one
I
more
don't, yeah, I
week.
don't know if James is busy or not, but
Yeah, he says it's going to be 2 weeks, but whether next week's still in the field or not.
Yeah.